Good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of High Top Sports. Happy Monday to all of you. Happy SEC Championship, boys. It's been a long time since we had to sniff that trophy. It's been a bit. We're going to talk all about the Gator basketball just dominating this past weekend. We had an absolute blast having the watch party Friday, Saturday, and of course on Sunday. We're going on our fourth day in a row on our live stream. Wife may not be too happy about it, but when the boys call, we answer. Okay, that's how that works. We've got a big week ahead of us as well. We're gonna be talking all about that. Wednesday, of course, major announcement on Wednesday coming up. What is it? Can't tell you till Wednesday. Friday, we're gonna be live streaming all day Friday from Best Bet in St. Augustine, Florida. Best Bet St. Augustine, Florida, off I-95, and I think it's 207 is how you get there. Live stream from 12 to basically when the Gator game ends, because that starts at 6:50. Come see us. Come hang out. It is a dream of mine to get to sit around and watch basketball all day and hang out with the boys. So that should be a fun one. Making some bets, having a good old time. Tyler, you've seen him on the show before. He'll be joining us. I know a couple of guys that will be stopping by as well for that. So if you're around, if you're close, if you're in spitting distance, come watch the game. At least come watch the Gator game. We have a good time. Norfolk hopefully shouldn't be too much of a crazy one, but if it is, we'll be ready to rock and roll. Lewis Murphy, two-time national champion, is joining the show today. By golly, Stephen Harris, when he decides to show up and click that little button to join, he'll be joining the show today. He's running a little late. That's Stephen Harris. He told me that he was kicking his son out of his room. Maybe his son said enough's enough and threw the elbow. He's back from spring break. Maybe he's feeling a little macho. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but we're going to have a great show regardless. No overalls. The overalls will be here Wednesday and Friday. So I figure we hit them with the cutoff today. We'll be rocking and rolling. 65 strong. Good to see you on this beautiful Monday afternoon. Happy to have you. Also, while we're here waiting for Mr. Stephen Harris, March Madness has begun. Selection Sunday was yesterday, as we all know. Gators locked in the overall one seed, but fourth number one seed. Okay. A lot of disrespect going on. Well, I want to talk about that with Stephen Harris. We've got a nice little AP poll. It's just, this bracket, man, had me in shambles. I've already taken a look at it, trying to piece it together. It's going to be a fun one to go through. But down in the link description below, you can join the high top bracket. I believe we had like 100 brackets last year. I would love to smash that number if we could. Tug, I think was his name. Tug Gamer, I believe, won last year. $100 will be going to the winner on top of $100 coupon from Alma Mater. They are sponsoring the March Madness tournament and a few other things which we're beyond excited about. That is not the announcement on Wednesday, but they are sponsoring that tournament. So $100 cash prize and $100 coupon to Alma Mater and Gainesville, Florida. You can use it online as well too. A ton of great Gator gear, and they just dropped a sick championship shirt that I am pumped about. Ladies and gentlemen, Stephen Harris decided to grace him with his presence today. We appreciate Mr. Stephen Harris joining us. Let me go ahead and bring him on in here because he left. He left. The moment I was going to bring him in here, he just left. Okay, just kidding. He's still not here. But listen, join the link down below. It's free to join. Okay, you don't cost anything. Just a CBS account. If you don't have one, you need to get one. So join that. Get after it. Let's get over 100 brackets. Again, a 99 last year. It's a blast. I think tomorrow I'm thinking about doing like a 9:30 stream, 9:45. Because we've always done this. We do a family bracket where everyone joins. I remember last year we all picked Florida to win it. I think for the first time in a long time, we're all going to have Gators, and it's all going to be like, okay, that's a great pick. That's a solid pick. I mean, obviously Florida is leading the way right now after a dominant win on this past Sunday. So a lot of great things headed up for Florida basketball right now. I'm pumped for the next few weeks. I hope March is long and strenuous, and we ride into April in the spring game rocking and rolling. Oh, Stephen Harris having technical difficulties, boys and girls. So we'll get him in here in just a minute. But look, links down description, link down below. Friday live streaming from Best Bet. That's all great things. Tomorrow, looking to do a live stream late at 9:30-ish to do a family pick and more of a hangout session. Nothing too serious. Then, of course, on Wednesday, it's the best day of the week. And then Thursday, the tournament starts. So if you want to be involved with that, obviously you need to get your bracket submitted, ready to rock and roll. So just waiting for Stephen Harris, and then we'll be getting going here. I apologize for the little delay, but all in all, once the show gets humping, we will be rocking and rolling because, of course, Lewis Murphy, he had a little bit of some issues that he's running a little bit late as well. But like I said, once we get rocking, we will be rolling. If you had a chance to watch Cody and I this past weekend, it was an absolute hoot. We had a blast watching it with you guys. Shout out to everyone who tuned in all weekend long with us and hung out and watched the game. And look, I think there was a lot of concerns headed into this past weekend that I had for myself, and all those were answered. They answered the buck when the free throws came, shot very well. The back half, early on, I think the first game they didn't do too hot, but Alabama and Tennessee, they shot very well. Defensively, loved the energy the entire time. The depth that we have is where I really believe we separate ourselves. And on top of having some of the best guard play in the country, the depth that we have is unreal. Thomas Howe and Hayne Lockton, just having those two bigs. Arbadine has stepped up tremendously. Urban, obviously, it's been a blast watching those guys just really come together and play unselfish basketball. And I want to talk because when Stephen Harris gets here, but obviously they've kind of been lying in the shadow a little bit. I think behind the Tennessees and the Auburns, those two teams are kind of favored to be the 1 seed overall at first. And Auburn locked in the 1 seed, I think, 2 months ago because what's happened in the past month, nobody's cared about. Apparently, I guess losing 3 of the last 5, one of those being in a SEC championship tournament, means absolutely nothing. That's fine. They can't get off the knob of them having a tough schedule. And look, to their credit, they played a phenomenal out of conference schedule. I can't argue that. And they did well. They did well in that tournament. Or in that out of conference schedule. All in all, it's done and over with, man. But look, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I say this every year, but I felt like this was the first time in a long time that this bracket just feels like anybody can win this dang thing. I looked at Vegas. I was taking a look at the bets because I always love betting on these things to see the spread. Colorado State, who's a 12 seed, against Memphis, who's a 5 seed, is favored from Vegas right now. A 12-5. Now, we know 12 upsets 5. I understand that. That's not the problem here. But I don't think there's ever been a 12 favored over a 5 seed. I just haven't seen it. I'm in shambles about it. Another one. The AP poll came out today, and listen to this. Duke 1, Houston 2, Florida 3, Auburn 4. Those are all 1 seeds, no problemo. St. John's 5, they're a 2 seed. Tennessee 6, they're a 2 seed. Alabama 7, they're a 2 seed. Michigan State, I think they're a 2, maybe a 3. Texas Tech 3. Louisville, number 10 team in the country, are a 9 seed. A 9 seed. Clemson, who's 2 spots behind them, a 5 seed. Michigan, who's 4 spots behind them, a 5 seed. Iowa State, who's ranked 5th behind them in the AP poll, a 3 seed. Memphis, 5 seed. BYU, 6 seed. Kentucky, 6 seed. A&M. You see what I'm going here? It's Mizzou, who's ranked 23rd in the country, is a 6 seed. I don't get it. Everybody that is in the top 25 is 5 and below, except Louisville, who's ranked 9th. Asinine. We don't have to bother with them. That's going to be up again. That's going to be Auburn's problem. We looking like we're going to have Oklahoma or UConn, which could be an interesting battle. Listen, logos carry a ton of weight in this tournament. And so when you go to look at this, we think of UConn back-to-back national champions. They obviously lose a lot of guys to the NBA last year, but their coaches can do great things. It's kind of like Izzo at Michigan State. It's kind of like Calipari in Kentucky. It's kind of like the Duke logo, the UNC logo. It always has a natural weight that it comes with into the tournament. And then, of course, you look at the name behind it, right? The coach that comes alongside that as well. And UConn carries a brand weight on top of a coach weight. Think about St. John's. St. John's may not carry the logo weight, but when you know who's coaching that team, Rick Pitino, carries a ton of weight, boys. That man has brought a lot of teams after he had his entire scandal from Louisville, has risen from the ashes, and here he is slowly just picking his way back up into that D1 category and doing some big-time things. Stephen Harris is now joining us here right on time because listen, when we're on Champs time, it's whenever Mr. Stephen Harris gets here. Let's go ahead and rock and roll, ladies and gentlemen. Stephen Harris joining the show.
What's going on, baby?
What you tell me, man. Good to see
you.
Let
me get you. I gotta get you in view, man.
There we go.
Going on here.
There we go. We were talking basketball. Waiting on you, Bubba. How you doing? How you feeling about that championship yesterday?
I feel great. Man. Them boys look good, man. Very unselfish team, man. Just the way they play the game. everybody gets their looks, everybody gets their shots. They move the ball around. Defense, they swarm. Um, it's beautiful to watch it all come together, man. And they've been facing top tier competition. March Madness worthy, tournament worthy competition, and just our schedule alone. So to see that and how we're able to adjust with the depth that we have in the rotation, it's not just depth. Everybody got bodies. We got bodies that can play. You know what I mean?
Amen to
And
that.
so it's beautiful to see, man. I'm loving it.
Look, I mean, you were there obviously for I think you may have left after the championship, after the two back-to-back basketball championships, but when
Yeah, no, the way it rolled out, I was there. You know what I
okay, because you
mean?
were
They
still there
won.
because you graduated after.
Yeah.
That's
Hmm.
right. It's funny because when DJ comes in, there was the comparisons to Tebow was through the roof, and then of course you've got the Chris Leak being compared to Mertz, kind of just how the thing passes on, and that was our own little comparison. And now we've got this going. Now obviously the timeline's a little different, but just the hype behind
Yeah,
DJ Lagway. Now
the
this
energy.
basketball team is favorite to win it all, and I don't believe that those teams that won in '06 they didn't have the amount of hype that this team has. They were a good basketball team, but nowhere near what this Florida team is rolling in with, and just the amount of talent that it has. A lot of teams are picking this Florida team to win it. It's kind of cool just to see us. It's weird seeing it all come together again, very similar to that it did back in the early 2000s. It's history repeats itself, and I wouldn't be mad
It
if it
does.
did.
Listen, you hit the nail on the head. History repeats itself, and it's the energy, the vibes, man. You can tell when you've been around. You know what you're looking for. You know how it feels. You know how it sounds. There's a sound to win the championships. Most people don't know what it sounds like. You know what I mean? I could hear it, I could feel it, I could damn near taste it. So it's definitely in the air in Gainesville right now. I don't know if any of you guys go fishing if you're from Florida. When them specks and bluegills go to breed and you out there on the lake, you can smell it. You know when you're getting close to the fish. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that it's in the air definitely in Gainesville. It was a beautiful time to be a Gator, and especially with basketball popping it out first. That always that extra energy and motivation. You know what I mean? Them guys secretly work. They don't have all the buzz until it's popping. But when you popping and you play basketball, people see your face. You don't have no helmet on, so all those guys get the recognition that they deserve. And so yeah, we got to continue to ride this wave, man. Make it happen.
Yeah, and look, speaking of the buzz that's happening with this basketball team, like I was kind of talking the basketball team. I wouldn't say kind of rode under the radar, but Duke carried a lot of excitement. This Auburn team did, this Tennessee team, the entire SEC team did. I think a lot of what we talked about last time with Todd and what was happening probably kept them out of the spotlight. But now all eyes are on Florida. Everybody's picking
For
Florida
sure.
the way they looked. So even Spurrier, that there was an interview kind of talk about how does he think they'll handle the the heat, right? The awareness. Look, I think
Hmm.
a lot of great things have happened for Florida. It started with the loss of Georgia, and I said this when they lost Georgia. I said, "Look, I hate losing it, but it happened at the right time. Kind of got kicked in the nuts at a good opportune
For
time to
sure.
go. Listen, we can't lay off. We got to put the pedal to the metal." Then right before the SEC tournament, you get the news that your coach doesn't win SEC Coach of the Year when there's a lot of people barking that he should, right? Well, then you go and
Yeah.
you win the whole dang thing. So now you're thinking, okay, well, now you're kind of on cloud nine. Now you're the best team in the country. Everybody's telling you the best team in the country. How do you bounce that? They kind of disrespect you again and put you as the lowest one seed.
Number one. Yeah.
Yeah, look, I might be reaching there a little bit, but you got to think like, hey, they kind of just still brushed to the side. They didn't think that anything we just did was important. So I like those things happening at the right time to kind of help keep these guys locked and loaded. And like you said, they're playing unselfish ball. They're playing really well together. Everyone is just comfortable. And I think that's what we should be excited about. And right now, like Auburn, there's a lot of turmoil. You see Bruce getting a little spruced up a little bit, but it'll be interesting to see how Todd handles himself, young coach going into a big moment like this. How does he respond? But at the same time, with the nonsense that was going on with the noise early on in the season, that didn't phase him. And I feel like that's more turmoil than this.
Look, listen. Every time it's Florida, you know what I mean. Something about our brand. I don't know who we piss off or whatever it is, but whenever we doing great, we got to scratch and claw for our recognition, and no matter what sport it is. And it's almost like when we win Florida, we come out of the dark. Nobody expects us to get there. And so we kind of ruffle a lot of feathers and they don't want to give us anything. Any other school in Florida, once people think they're good, they'll toss them number ones. They'll give it to them. But Florida, we always there's always that stigma against us, no matter what sport it is in. Just like when we won with football, when we beat Ohio State, no one gave us a chance. We didn't deserve to be there. Tebow
Oklahoma
no
too.
year when they won, right?
Yeah.
We had the boys basketball team, and even in coming back, people believe that we would only right because we had seniors coming back for basketball to go back to back, but even that wasn't a real vision for the masses, you know what I mean? Media, and they wouldn't pump it up like that. So um I like it though. I like it because when we get there, we get to celebrate extra hard, and we always get to have those "you wrote me off, y'all doubted me" speeches that are way more impactful, and we keep doing it over and over, proving them wrong to have those. So um you know, I just feel like that's what they always do with us. It sucks, but eyes don't lie. People can see.
Yeah, like I said, I'm excited for this team. The bracket's always a gauntlet. You got UConn and Oklahoma
Yeah.
set, either one of those set for game 2. You got St. John's in your bracket, you got Texas Tech in our bracket. But at the same time, we're looking. I was like, look, we're the best team in the country. I don't know what we're afraid of. Everyone should be worried about playing
Right.
us. But you just you look at it. It's like it's one game. Anything can happen. But I'm excited for this team. I think they're very sound. They're very disciplined. A lot of guys can do a lot of great things. And I saw us win multiple ways this past weekend. I saw multiple
For
guys
sure.
have big time moments. Will Richard steps up. Will Richard gets quiet. Elijah Martin steps up. Walter Clayton was just Walter Clayton. Ruben comes in and does his thing. Micah really kind of found himself. Thomas Hall was SEC MVP in my eyes. I think he played fantastic ball. So when you can
Man.
go through the list and it's like, I'm happy to have every single one of them on our team, should feel pretty good about it. I made a hot take. I said, look, I think you could take Thomas Howell, Michael Hanglocked, and those two guys could be starters on possibly another team and bring that team to the dance just
Uh,
based on those two guys alone.
yeah, because they'll get way more production, more looks. That hook shot, I let them take 10 to 12 of them per game. Yeah, I know you're gonna hit 60 to 70% of them. So you know what I mean. So on another team, them guys can definitely take 15 to 20 shots a game and be all world, just with their size, their ability to rebound. They play well together, and like you said, everybody getting their touches, getting their looks, and it's not so much as them going cold. You know what I mean? It's them taking their time and getting hot. But they're so good, even on defense. They turn defense into offense. With getting the steals in the open court and going down. And when it's not your time offensively to get going, and the ball's not flowing through you, and you know that in the game, they're still taking initiative to play great defense and scoring offensive points because they're getting breakaway layups off of steals. I'm talking about cookies, stealing out the baby basket on these rips. So these guys play at a high level, and then you stay fresh when you got the rotation that they're going. And it's not just any rotation. These guys are active with their minutes. When they come in, they're affecting the scoreboard, whether it's defensively or offensively. They're not wasting minutes and just being bodies out there. These
Sure.
guys are coming in balling with their hustle. Like there's a game flow, and then there's the extras that we account for. We account for a lot of extras.
Yeah, look, I think that the team is put together beautifully, and I'm excited for this weekend. March Madness, the link's below, Stephen Harris. You need to join the dang thing. Let's see. Try to
Yes,
break
sir.
100 brackets
Yeah,
this year.
I was trying to get it to my email. It was giving me the runaround.
Oh, I
I'm
feel
gonna
that.
get in there after
We use it once a
tonight. Yeah,
year. I feel that.
you're right.
Levi, $5 is Go Gators champ, keeping it real. Shelton, Suns out, guns out. Let's go win the natty in both. Thanks for everything, boys. Absolutely, Levi. Thank you, man. Coach says, gotta
Levi,
get Shelton on some creatine. I agree, man.
go Gators, baby.
I'm dying over here, boys. I need some juice. Look, you got dad. You're trying to run a
Yeah,
show. Things start to slack off.
yeah, new kid. You know, you still breaking out the dad bod, so
You know what I
you
mean?
all right.
I'm working through
You
it,
was
boys.
eating
I'm
ice
working.
cream and cookies with your wife during that time. You all right.
Yeah. Thank you, man. He understands. He
You
understands.
look good though.
I get my steps in. Listen, I'm not proud of it, but we're doing what we're gonna do. You know what I mean?
You look
Look,
better
let's
than me.
No, you've been crushing, man. You've been crushing it. Let's talk a little football before we get Lewis Murphy on. If we can get to recruiting, we will. If not, we'll do it after the fact.
Mhm.
Mark Hockey, this kind of like broke but didn't break, but then broke. Mark Hockey, obviously, he was the strength and conditioning coach. Then he was moved past. That was last year. We kind of knew that.
Right.
What he was doing, kind of went under the radar. And No Pair kind of talked about him being looking to move towards more of a coaching role, and it looks like whatever
Mm.
they did allowed for him to do that because now he's at University of Louisiana as a defense and analyst slash special teams coordinator. So good for him. I shot a message. She said, "Yeah, man, thank you. Best of luck to yourself."
Yeah.
I met him like a year and a half ago at Beachcomber. Great guy. Loved the guy when he was here, but love the fact that we got Tyler Miles rock and rollers too. So cool to see him move on. Again, not huge news, but it was definitely something that I would think that we
Yeah.
were all familiar
I
with.
I think yeah, I saw that come I would say across the ticker. But yeah, no, I saw that come across the timeline on Twitter. I and me mistakenly, I thought he was getting another role, training. So for you to say that, I know I heard about him wanting to advance his careers. So that's good, man, to get in there as an analyst, and a special teams coach. I think he's very capable of doing that. Not trying to shout out on special teams, but if you get good tutelage, hey, you need guys to bring the energy on special teams, and I think he'll do a great job doing that schematically. He'll have great people around him to help draw that up, but to advance his career and get his foot in the door there, yeah, that's good for him. Happy for him. Happy the Gators was able to coach him up and get to that next level like we do with our players, whether it's football, like if you don't finish football, then your career advance in something else. So shout out to the Gators and their staff for always trying to open the door for somebody.
Yeah, elevated him, right? I mean, it wasn't working out. It's strength and
Yeah.
conditioning for whatever reason. I mean, says, look, I think I'm better used to elsewhere, and it's looking like he's starting to get some recognition for him. So again, I don't know quite sure what he was doing for us and how that translated, but obviously it worked out to his benefit, and so good for him. And we'll see how that works out. Some other things I want to do is you spoke to someone's father. Can we talk about that? I didn't see your message of you texting me back about it.
Yeah,
Can you talk about it?
yeah, no, oh yeah, no, it's cool. I don't think he minds at all. It
Okay.
was, you know,
So we talked last week. We broke down some film, and a lot of people enjoyed it. I know that I did as well. Did you saw the clip too this past like day or so ago where they're shredding off the machine and
yeah,
kind of coach
yeah,
is checking them a little bit. A lot of great
yeah,
clips still coming out. And again, when you and I spoke about Wiggins was a name that
hmm
was mentioned in Woods. A lot more clips came out of kind of reassuring what you said, which was kind of cool to see that you do know what you're talking about from
sure.
time to time.
Yeah, no, that was cool, man. Yeah, his father, he had been liking a lot of it. Every now and then I go through posts and see who liked it, and I'll follow a couple people back just cause, trying to be a cool guy. If you're a Gator fan, I give you a follow back. And I don't know if I followed him back or whatever. He was already following me, and he wrote me. It was like, "Hey man, appreciate the follow, man." And he enjoyed the breakdown about his son. He just, saying that his son is receptive to everything that I'll be saying or whatever. And that he's out there working and he's a great kid. He's gonna listen and he loves Coach Chapman, Coach Peterson. Coach Peterson is who was on worked with the most at the edge position, but he said he also listens to Coach Chapman that these guys are great. But yeah, he just let me know that they listening and they watching and they enjoy those breakdowns, which was it was surprising. I was like, "Who is this?" He was like, "I'm Wiggins." I had no idea. So yeah, it's cool to get that interaction, man.
Very cool. And
And
again,
I
I think
definitely, yeah, I
go
was
ahead.
I definitely will be reaching out to Wiggins and any insight that I have or any tips that I can give. I'm an open book and definitely for my Gators and these young players.
Look, sometimes I forget a lot. I know a lot of parents have seen the show. Obviously, we get hyped about their kids, so they get hyped about their kid as well. And then if their name pops up, I'm sure it's popping up on their on their feed as well. A lot of
Yeah.
parents have become fans of the show because of it. So it's cool to hear them say that, and again, appreciate. Again, that's when we chit chat. We want to be as positive as possible. But Wiggins was somebody that we've had on the show. A phenomenal young man, just carries himself very
Young.
well. Committed to the Gators very early, one of those early on commits, and it stuck with us. And I'm happy to see it come full circle and see a lot of love and praise that he's getting. So we talked about it when a few of these guys went into the portal. Not they shall not be named. about like, look, this class coming in, there's a lot of optimism and excitement for them. So it's like, can we take a risk here? And I think that was part of it. And now we're seeing that investment, I think, pay off a little bit.
Pay off.
I saw
Yeah, for
Mama
sure.
Westfall. We had Fletcher Westfall on our show as well back when he was a
Yeah.
recruit. Also, speaking of recruits, we had Will Griffin on just on Thursday. Dave and I, phenomenal interview. Again, another great kid coming in, young man. Just really cool insight, just from his perspective, growing up, him and his dad and his mom and his brother. Awesome family. We got an awesome bet rocking right now too. If Florida wins
Mhm.
the whole dang thing, he's gonna paint up.
Mhm.
So if he goes MIA, we need to find him because
Yeah,
he's he's
yeah,
he's due for.
yeah. Don't worry.
He,
I'll come and looking for you.
I think he's nervous. I think he's a little nervous right now because he saw what happened. But Fletcher Westfall, she shared a little cool clip about her son, about him making waves at camp as well, and moving into a really solidified spot in the left tackle behind Austin Barber. And here's why that excites me. This goes back to recruiting. What we talked about from time to time again is that when you recruit linemen at a higher level, they make an impact
Mhm.
earlier on. And so
For sure.
Westfall was a big time get last year. He was a high 4-star offensive tackle. So to hear him being where he's at, again, Austin Barber going into his fourth or fifth year. I mean, and the great things about Barber that Fletcher is taking a true second spot, who I think at one time was Devin Manuel. When he was a transfer from Arkansas.
Right.
Maybe he's moving to the right tackle. I don't know. But love hearing that for Fletcher and seeing the progress of like, hey, a top recruit like Fletcher at one point,
Right.
now making the moves
Making the
possible.
moves.
Looks like we got Lewis Murphy joining us. You ready to go, Mr. Harris? Should we bring him in?
Oh, Murph Dirt's in the building already.
Lewis Harris.
You want
And
me to do
Lewis.
the intro?
Yeah, you want to do it? You got it. Go ahead.
Hey, my man Roy. Roy's up first. What's going on, Roy? Can you hear
What's
me?
going on? What's going
It's,
on,
it's,
Steve, man? Glad to be here,
it's,
man. What's good? What
it's,
what what Murph at?
he should be pulling up shortly. For you guys don't know, this is my guy Roy James, half of the 101's podcast with Lewis Murphy and Roy. Murphy should be pulling up shortly, man. I know he sent you the link. It's good. Glad to see
Yes,
you, bro.
sir. Yeah, glad to
Glad to
see you,
see you, bro.
Steve, man. Really love what you guys are doing, man. And man, hey, look, Murph, I ain't gonna lie, Steve. I'm a diehard Seminole fan,
Oh,
but
Oh
Murph turned me
Lord.
into a Gator fan. I'm not even gonna lie. Murph turned me to a Gator fan. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, so you already died then. Yeah, you are. Cause as long as I know you, I think you know what, I did know that when I first met you, you was already on the fringe though.
Yeah.
You was trying to let as many people as you met that were Gators know, just so you can have a little stance. But you was already gone. You was already gone.
But listen, I'll be honest, man. Between Murph and Julian, man, and you, man, I'm a Gator now, man. I'm a Gator, bro. Like,
For sure,
uh,
for
you
sure.
know.
What?
But man, so what's going on with Gator Nation, Steve? Fill me in. What's good with Gator
Listen.
Nation?
Let, let me just ask you this: what was your coming to the Gators moment first before we get into the Gator Nation? You know how you had a coming to Jesus moment. What was your
Uh,
come come to the Gators moment?
so honestly, Steve, man, really. So when Murph got to UF. I'm like, man, I gotta put the Seminoles to the side, man. I gotta support my boy Murray. I gotta support the Gators. So I would say that was 2005,
Mm-hmm.
2006. And man, I just been rocking with you guys ever since, man. Like I really keep track of the program. Man, I like Napier, what he's doing now versus when he first got there. I
Mm-hmm.
think he's bringing in the right kids at this point. But yeah, so I would say 05, 06 is really when I started to really follow Gator Nation for sure.
But you did good because you could have held on and like, you know what, Murph, my dog, I'm gonna support him, but I ain't really gonna come all the way over. And we would have had won that championship, bro, and you would have looked like the biggest bandwagon fan ever. So because it happened fast. So I'm glad that you know what I mean came on over.
So when we have heated debates on the podcast, Steve, as you know, with Lendale and USC versus
Matter of
Florida.
fact, tell
Man,
them
that
before you go. Tell them a little bit about the podcast and what it is before Murphy get here that you and Murph are doing, and a little bit about the podcast. Is that because you had some great
so yeah,
guests on there
man.
so far, and I love it, and I want to get into that. So tell us a little bit.
So it's funny. Murph and I, we get up usually 5 o'clock in the morning. Haven't lately, but usually we get up 5 o'clock in the morning, work out. And one day, Murph was like, "Man, let's start a podcast." We love talking sports. We argue about sports like pretty much daily, and we're like, let's bring our heated debates and conversations to the world. So this was like 2 years ago, and ever since then, man, we've been on a journey just really trying to get our right setup, our studio,
Mm-hmm.
just kind of get everything together. And we finally, I think, found the right mixture between producers and social media team and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
But Lewis and I, man, we just love debating, and Lewis still has those connections with Cam Newton and
Yeah.
Jameis Winston, and I mean, you name it, some of the biggest guys in the game. So uh, we were able to go to the Super Bowl recently, and really Brandon Marshall. I know I'm bad at names, so I know I'm forgetting some people. Please forgive me, but just to be able to get those guys just off relationships, man, and
For
it's it's
sure.
it's crazy. And yeah, so the podcast has been doing well ever since the Super Bowl, and we've been getting a lot of feedback, Steve, from, I mean, you name it. Josina Anderson, a big time NFL insider, she came onto the
Mm-hmm.
show, and just guys like DJ Williams from the U been chiming in
Mm-hmm.
on that, greatest football team, college team debate. Uh, LaShawn McCoy, um, D-Jack, and just, I mean, countless guys, man. It's just really a blessing, Steve. And you, man, man, shout you out, Steve. Like, you've been supporting
Much
us,
love,
man,
bro.
and I appreciate you. I'm sorry, what was your name?
Shelton.
Shelton, man. Appreciate you guys, man, for bringing us on, man. But just really, Steve, just it's been a whirlwind, man. Man, where Murph at? Matter of fact, where is Murph at? He need to be telling his
Well,
story too.
no, I know I'm gonna he gonna pop in a second. But listen, shout out to all you guys' success. And in this business, like I said, it is all about relationships, man, and building genuine relationships with people. You know what I mean, where you can be open and honest with them, but they know you're not going to cross too many boundaries. And but on that note, I don't even know how you and Murph are still friends with the way y'all debate.
I love
If
that.
you guys listen, no, listen, I feel like I'll be needing to call them after I watch an episode just to make sure that they still cool. But these guys really put it all out there. They very passionate about the game, and it's amazing. And even when they have their guests on there, just that relationship allowed them to be raw like that and get after each other and their beliefs, which makes for great content, man. So I definitely enjoy what you guys doing, man.
Hey,
There
so
you go.
and you know
There he
what?
is.
And Steve,
He
oh,
calling
go
in
ahead. I'm
now.
sorry.
No, you're
No,
good. Go
that's
ahead.
Murph.
Go ahead. Yeah, I'm bringing him in. You're good. You can keep chatting.
So really, man, what we try to do is bring that sports debate to the world, right? So you have um First Take on ESPN with Stephen A. Smith, and their platform obviously. So we try to bring that same sports debate, but we also allow fans to give their take in the comments, right? So we're
Mm,
trying to create a platform where if you have a take on a particular subject we're talking about, we want to hear from you, because sometimes fans have different perspective than we have.
There you
I'm the
go.
bro, Murph the pro,
right.
and we want to hear a third party's perspective and just kind of add to the conversation.
Yeah, no, that's definitely how it goes, and fans definitely
Yes, sir.
run this space and generate everything. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we got
Lewis
two-time
Murph.
champion, NFL veteran, Gator legend, my little bro, big bro in some areas, you know what I mean? Though he's younger than me, he got great insight, you know what I mean? Definitely a guy that you can listen to and follow and emulate some of the things he's doing. Man, I can go on, but I ain't gonna go too far, man. I love this man, Lewis Murphy, man. Lewis Murphy, kid.
Yo, what
Shout
up,
out
man?
Lewis Murphy.
Appreciate that intro, man. Appreciate that intro.
Yes, sir. And Lewis is my
Yeah, can
man
you hear
Shelton. Yeah, I can hear you,
Sheldon,
bro. Can
man?
you
How
hear
you
me?
doing?
I'm doing
All
well,
right, make
man.
sure y'all can hear me. All right,
Yes,
cool,
sir.
man. Hey, man, I'm sorry, man. Hey, man, it's been a crazy day, man. I
Bro,
appreciate
Lewis,
y'all having me on,
I think
Sheldon.
tap
Big bro.
tap your mic real quick. I think it's coming through your. Yeah, it's not coming through there on the settings.
Okay.
Try to click your mic. It's
Yes.
picking up your computer mic.
Yeah.
There's a little
All right,
gear
where
bottom right, kind
the
of by
little
your name. There
gear?
should be like a little gear settings. Where is it, Steven Harris? You know where it's at. You see it on your
right.
side.
Let me see. Hang up, mute. Dang, why is it not coming through?
Hold on one second.
What we got?
How can you see it, Steven?
Man.
Hey,
He sees it from his side. I
hey.
can't see it on my end. It looks a little different, but there should be like on the bottom left a gear, and if you have that plugged in from a USB or what have you, it'll read that mic. But right now it's reading your computer. I just don't want you to get to the show and like watch back and like, why my audio don't sound good?
Right. Yeah. They let nobody tell me.
That'd be on me.
I appreciate that, Sheldon. Roy, talk to me, Roy. What we just got our whole setup, man. We new into this podcast world. Can you?
No,
Is
It
it on?
should be the.
it's not necessarily the podcast. It's the software. It's a
It's just the
setting.
software. Yeah, if you look
Yeah,
on
yeah.
your computer, when you
You know
click
what you
that
got to
link,
do, Murph?
Okay,
You got to go. You got to go out, right? And when you go back in, it's gonna
I'm gonna
say
hang
like the
up.
mics and everything.
yeah, do that.
And like
Yeah,
what's connected, and then make sure you select that you're using your
there you go.
microphone for it. So you got
Hop
to go
back
out
on,
and come
come
Okay.
back
back
in.
in.
All right.
Yep.
All
We'll
right.
see in a
Say
minute. We'll get him.
Yeah, we just
We'll
want
get
him to
right.
make sure he sound. You know, you go back and listen to it, Roy, and you like, man, I ain't sound
Yeah.
clear. Yeah, nah.
Well, Steve,
Look,
I was like, Steve, now your camera's
we do
messed
a
up,
lot
Steve.
of.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
got it right.
definitely.
I was trying to look at
Hey,
the settings.
we do a lot of film review too. We'll record a show and we'll go back and look at the film. We be like, dang, I wish So yeah.
I already know how you guys are, so I wasn't even gonna set you up. You know what? So
All right, guys, that
I'm
was Lewis.
So
tripping.
That
yeah,
was Lewis
man.
Murphy. Appreciate you guys joining us. In and out, baby. In and out. Go. What were you saying there, Roy? Go ahead before he hopped in, man.
I got it now.
So no, I was asking you guys. Tell me about your platform. Tell me what's
Yeah, man. So we started about 3 years ago. High Top Sports here, and we've obviously big Gator fans. That's kind of where it originated from. We take more of a fan perspective, and we've been blessed to be able to, like you said, kind of connect with some great people. Stephen Harris being one of them. When Swamp Kings came out, obviously Stephen Harris was hot off the on the market, and we reached out to kind of get his
sir.
perspective and talk to him. He was a podcast king during that time, and him and I really hit
Okay.
it off, and just continue to have him on, and now he's obviously a big contributor to this show. We enjoy having him, but yeah, we love it, man. We stream constantly. We're always trying to just bring a different perspective and trying to push the envelope in the podcast / content creation world. But it's been cool for us, and this is just another one of those examples of. I mean, for me, I was a kid watching Murph and Stephen Harris, so yeah, I was gonna pinch myself and kind of be cool with it, but I'm geeking out like everybody else in the comment section. I just gotta act like I've been here before, but no, damn well I don't belong in this arena.
Definitely. No, it's cool, man. Like I said, man, me and Lewis go back to elementary school, second grade, and I'm not surprised, man. Lewis became a Gator great, man, and he as kids he was always competitive, and he just brought that same competitive edge out there to Florida, and
For
it
sure.
certainly paid off. And Steve, man, Steve, hey, look, it won't be Lewis Murphy's and without the guys in front of him, so. Shout out to you
I,
guys, Steve, man.
now
Go
I
ahead.
appreciate that, man. I was telling Shelton, I was kind of like the big brother, man, and Lewis is definitely one of those guys. Though he was on the offense that I gave the mantle to, and he carried it well, and got those guys up to speed, kept the energy, kept the
Mhm.
mentality there when we left. He's definitely a major part of their success after we left and holding that thing down.
Merv, you in, bro?
It's still not sounding right.
Nope, you
No,
sound
that's
good now.
better. That's better. That's better.
It
That's
sounds
Yes.
it.
better.
That you're cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you in there. Just
Yeah. You
turn the mic
cooking.
up now. Just turn it up in your headphones. Yeah, you
Okay,
good.
Yeah, you
turn it up.
sound
Okay,
good.
okay. Can y'all hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
Mary
Yeah,
Manilow
yeah,
There
now,
we
you go.
good.
Lewis.
Yeah, yeah, there you go. With
All right, all
the
right, all right, all right. There we go,
so yeah.
man. Because I was
We
trying
had
to, hey, man, Sheldon, right?
Yes, sir.
Sheldon, Sheldon. Hey, Steve Harris, man. I really appreciate y'all having me on, man. My apologies, man. I know, I love Gator Nation. It's my birthplace, man. And you can say it, man. You are my big bro. You know what I mean? You are my big bro. So,
yes,
hey,
sir.
I'm not one of those guys. I'm not one of those guys, man.
The respect for you so high that I can never little bro you. You know what I mean? We on the
I, but
same playing field. You know what I mean? I respect you
man,
that much. You know what I mean? And what you've
I
done
pay,
in your life
man.
with your life. Yeah.
Steve was a real one, man. He was a real one. Bro, you don't know how many times, man. You helped me out, man. So to see everything that Urban took us through, which he knows. I talked to Urban, man. It's still my guy, and Steve was one of those ones that
So
keep
Merv,
pushing me,
so
man.
Merv,
You know,
so Merv, your sophomore year, Steve was a senior. Is that right? Or was it freshman
yes.
year?
Let's see.
Oh,
My
senior.
my
Okay.
freshman year, he was a junior. My sophomore
Mm-hmm.
year, he was a senior.
Senior. Okay. So you
Yep.
were on that '06 national championship team, Steve, right?
For sure, yes, sir.
Facts.
Yeah.
Okay. Fact.
He was a lead, bro.
Okay.
He was one of the guys. He
I
was who
seen
I
him, boy.
aspired to be.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? He was who I aspired to be, man. So, man,
Big
I'm,
93, boy,
it's not,
Nah,
wreaking
listen,
havoc down
listen,
there.
no, look, well, this show is not about. I appreciate, Murph. I always never try to make it about me, bro. I just do what I do. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
just for
sure.
you know what I mean. I can call
But
on
that's
people
why,
and have them give them the
that's
rundown of
why,
who
hold
I am.
on,
Oh
man. But,
Lord,
but, that, but that's how we know, like, like, that's why, like, I'm really kind of upset I didn't do Swamp Kings. I'm upset because I didn't do it because the other guys didn't give you the justice of what it really was like. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's not,
Mm.
I'm just being real. You know what I'm saying? I'm being real about that, man. So I wanted, yeah,
yeah.
I did. Okay, yeah, but yeah, so that's why, no, man, don't downplay it, man. Steve was a guy, man. Him, Trap, Ray McDonald, Jarvis Moss, man. The list goes on. The guy Reggie Nelson. Like, we ain't really talk about Reggie Nelson and how Reggie
Yeah,
did what Reggie did, on that
yeah,
defense.
yeah.
Tony Joyner, those guys, man, it was some goons over there, man, literally. So, I mean, do it,
So
hey,
we
just like we
look. So
said,
we here
shameless
now.
plug, shameless plug. One-on-ones podcast where you get the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, man.
Yeah,
I'm giving
look.
nothing but the
At
truth,
least in our
man.
At
minds.
least in
You
our
know?
minds.
Okay, Steve. You know, Steve.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
listen,
But
since we here,
collabing with Hot Top Sports, man. Make sure we throw Hot Top Sports in there, man. We gotta throw it in there,
Facts.
man. We gotta throw it
look,
in there,
look,
Sheldon.
for sure. Since we here, Murph. Since we here, we might as well. As far as like you coming in as a freshman, to the Gators, what was your impression? Who are the guys that you saw as leaders? What was your take on the team, and kind of like what do you believe sparked our run?
Man, honestly, I think, well, that first year coming in, I came in with Urban Meyer. I remember I came in early to that. The only people that came in early in January was Josh Portis. I think he was the only freshman in our class that came in early, so he's the one that's kind of giving us the heads up on how hard it is. We reported on June 20th, 2005, right? I I graduated May 17th, 2005, May 17th, May 18th. Um, May 21st, I was living in an apartment with Marcus Thomas and Julian Riley. And every day, Steve was at the house. Every day. Every day, man. I'll talk about. So when you to answer your question, I got there. We weren't allowed to report until June 20th. So I asked Urban, could I work out with the team? And Marcus and Steve spoke up for me. They were the ones I was like, hey, we want can Murph work out with the team? And they probably don't even remember this. I remember I was nervous to ask coach, and he said no. And so I just stayed there and I would just work out at Southwest Rec. And I mean, you got May 21st till June 20th. I have a month until, the freshman report. So I'm hanging with Marcus Thomas. I'm hanging with Steve Harris. Those are my guys. Those are the guys who I'm looking up to because their roommate is Julian Riley, who went to Florida 2 years prior, but we're from the same high school, Lakewood High School, St. Petersburg, Florida. You know, so for me, the leaders on that team, the true leaders on that team, to me personally, and the way I end up leading the team later on was, Steve Harris, Marcus Thomas, Reggie Nelson, who ended up coming in with me. Reggie came in, but he went to JUCO. He went to Coffeyville, Kansas for 2 years. And he ended up being like a leader. I'll give Brandon Seiler his credit. I'll give Dallas Breaker their credit as well. But from an officer standpoint, I really truly believe Jamel Cornelius was the real leader
Yeah.
of the wide receiver room. And everybody know his nickname was what, Steve?
Cap.
Cap. Everybody know that's Cap. Jamel Cornelius, number
Why
6.
they call him Cap, Murph?
Hey, because he was the captain. He was the true captain of that
Yes,
team.
sir.
You know what I'm saying? And I'll
Yes,
give
sir.
respect to Chris Leak as well. Those guys, Chris Leak, Tebow, those guys led differently.
Mm.
But
Mm.
amongst like the guys, like when you
Mm.
talk about like the testosterone, when you talk about, alpha males, when you talk about like going out to the clubs and being able to say everybody leave right now, like that's a different type of leader. You know what I mean? Like you can't, like that's different. Tebow's not going to the club and going to say everybody get out the club, let's go home right now. But Steve had that power. Brandon Spikes had that power. Jim Cap had that type of power. You know what I mean? Reggie Nelson had that type of power. So that's where I mean it's a little different, but I still respect those guys. Everybody just led differently.
Sure.
It's so cool, like as a fan, right? What you just said there. I think from Swamp Kings to interviews like this, from a fan perspective, you kind of know who we all think were the leaders because that's kind of how the media portrayed it, right? And like you just said, Tebow's not going to the club to tell somebody to go home. And it's not that there wasn't
But
anything
but
wrong
he's
with
still
that.
a great leader.
Exactly.
He's
For
still
sure.
a great leader.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like it's cool just to hear just the different perspectives of like again how you lead. It's like, hey, where Tebow kind of thrived was more on the field and more of just the football aspect, but to come in maybe talk to you kind of man to man and have a
Yeah.
heart conversation of like, hey, we function like this, we got to do it like this. I think that's just invaluable information to hear and just kind of hear the nuances of the locker room. Kind of in a way, Cap sounds like he was the glue guy that nobody wants to talk about. That we got a glue guy here on the show that just somebody that everybody counts on, but maybe not be the face always either.
Yeah. And 100%. 100%. And that's where like little stuff like when Avery Atkins passed away, when Avery passed, that's in the documentary. I feel like that's where I would have came in because I spoke at Avery's funeral. I was
Right.
with Steve will tell you, I was with
Right.
Avery every
Every
day, and
day.
that
Mm.
was a lot of the reason why after it dropped, Urban texted me, and he texted me said, "Murph, I really wish you would have did it." And after watching it, I see why he said he felt I should have did it because there really was no pickup from '06 to '08. You know, you got
Right.
Chris Rainey, who's really like '07. You know, he really got Stamp kind of talking about it. Spikes is '06, who is, if we go in fraternity, he's a neophyte, and you got the pro fights, you got the neos, you got the pros and the
Right.
neos when you talk fraternity. And in that fraternity of our brotherhood, that's why I do wish I regretfully,
It
I know it was the
nah.
numbers,
So
what I'm
did
saying?
you
And it
turn
was
it down? Is that I don't know if that's
Yeah.
yeah,
publicly known. Okay, you turned down Swamp Kings.
yeah, I turned it down, man. They called me at
For,
least
for
at
good
least
reason.
100
I'm
times.
sorry. For
Yeah, it
good
was for good
reason. Murph.
reasons. I'm a glue guy, like you mentioned, Sheldon.
Right.
Like I'm a glue guy. Everybody knows I'm a glue guy, and if everybody can't eat, then I'm not gonna eat. That's just my take on it.
Okay, because
Can I
I do
just
know there's.
interject?
Sorry, go ahead, Sid.
Sheldon's like,
Because
"Oh,
the way
whoa, man, that's
Well, it's just
because
yeah, it's cool to hear.
Murph was in the original group of guys that were listed to be on a Swamp King. I didn't know
Mhm.
nothing about it at first. They
Gotcha.
called my wife phone. The people from Europe got her number, Skip traced her number, got her number, and said, "Hey, we looking for Steven." I didn't know nothing
Yeah,
about it, so I'll just say yeah because it's for me it's an honor. If you doing something about the Gators and winning, I feel like I'll be doing the fans a disservice if I wasn't in it because I know what I was to the team, not
yeah,
necessarily the team, but to Gainesville, to the locals, to the students. I know outside of football when you left the field, I was that guy. So I was
yeah,
like, for me, I felt like I would be doing a disservice if I didn't do it. And they already told me they had other people doing it. Like, oh yeah, man, come on, let's go. It wasn't about any funds or anything for me. It was just like y'all called me. You see how I am on Twitter and stuff like that for the Gators. So it was like a
Yeah,
no-brainer for me. I'm filming and I'm with Julian. I got Julian with me. We're
crazy.
filming, and Murph calls Julian. They taking care of some business. He like, oh, I'm with Steve filming. He like filming for what? He like Swamp King. And Murph was like, wait, hold on, what? And so I get on the phone with Murphy. He goes to tell me the rundown about it, how it originally started, how it was supposed to be, and you know what I mean, and how he was standing on principle for us as a group, and how he decided not to do it. And I didn't even know that they had already had previous discussions and all this other stuff about doing it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Gotcha.
And so he kind of filled me in as I was in the middle of shooting it and put me
middle
on
of
the game. He put me on the game about what was going on, what they were trying to do, financial pieces of it. It was a lot of different parts of it that nobody talked about, and why Murph personally didn't do it because he was trying to stand up for a lot of people when it came to, if you don't mind, Murph, it was some finances, and Murph wanted to make sure that hey, us guys that are good, the Tebows and all that, we're straight. We don't need nothing. There's guys who was on this team who are suffering right now, or who could need some funds to send their kids to whatever or buy diapers who would more benefit than us getting anything. So I feel like y'all need to include more people. First of all, that were really the Gators, not just all the names that people see on TV like we're talking about.
Yeah.
And so Murph was standing on that part, and everything kind of fell apart. They called a few people, whatever, but Murph still, because of Murph,
yeah,
I benefited from it in a way, but it could have been way more ways I could have benefited, but me not being knowledgeable of entertainment and what they're going to do and the numbers they're going to make by airing over and over and over stuff that I wasn't even paying attention about. Murphy is more knowledgeable in that area. He has family members who are in big time production. I
mhm.
ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna name drop, but you know what I
You can,
mean.
yeah,
Yeah, Will
hey,
Packer is a relative of Murph. Will
yep,
Packer, if you guys know him, director, film guy, and that gave Murph some inside knowledge that would have been different. But I didn't know. But he was standing on that for a lot of us, and that's part of the
and they
that's well number
and I
one
wish
reason why. Go ahead, Murph.
I wish I could have blocked everybody phone numbers from everybody being able to get the phone numbers because I wanted everybody to benefit. and I wanted everybody to benefit in a big way. And I appreciate you saying that, Steve, man. Like
Yeah,
that's
I
why I
had to.
said, bro, that's why I mess with Steve, man. That's why, man, my tire just popped on the highway with my kids, and I'm trying to get the tire changed to make it back for this show, because last Monday I had a big convention. Shout out Tropical Smoothie Cafe.
Other side.
I'm a
Yeah.
franchise owner.
He's the
Big
Go
owner.
ahead,
plug.
Murph.
Murphy's
Shout it
is
out, Murph.
he's the owner of Tropical
Yeah,
Smoothie Cafe in St.
Yes,
Petersburg. If you
sir.
guys are in the
yeah,
area, make sure you guys go patronize my man's the owner
Yeah.
of Tropical Smoothie Cafe, man.
yeah, man. And I want to get the one. I
4621
know, I know.
34th Street South.
What is
34th
it?
Street. Yep.
34th Street South.
4621 34th Street South. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir.
Yes, sir. And then that's where, like, man, the business side of things got in the way of it, man. And I'm always gonna ride with the guys, man. That's why I was a captain, man. It's if you're not taking care of everybody else, forget me. Don't worry about me. I'm good. But we gotta take care of everybody else. And it was crickets on that. And then we just couldn't, they just wouldn't agree to number. But the good story is that they did come to a number, and the number was, I believe, good enough to even have me back. But they didn't, we didn't talk after, so it was cool. We all were on Zooms. Everybody knows this. Like, they needed Percy to get on the Zoom. Who called him? Me. You know what I'm saying? They needed to get Joe Hayden on the call. I called him. You know,
Mm-hmm.
then I wanted to have Cam Newton a part of it. I wanted Riley Cooper to be a part of it. Fuck all
Mm-hmm.
that. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me if I can say that. I wanted Coop on
Yeah,
there.
no,
I
you good.
personally did.
For sure.
So there was things, and he was on those calls, and Spikes was on that call, Major Wright was on that call, Chris Reynolds was on that call. All these guys was on the call. Carlos Dunlap, Pouncey twins. I rallied up the troops, and you know,
Same thing I do.
we could, yeah, we couldn't come to a number. They wasn't hearing it, and that's the end of that. But I still
Yeah.
think it did a decent job. I think it did good. I really do think it did a good job.
Mm-hmm.
I just personally feel that I should have done it looking back because of the really helping tell the true story. That's the only
Right.
thing. Other than that, nothing else really mattered.
I think
Yeah,
we just
and I
got
say
Swamp
that
Kings
because
1.5 right
yeah,
there.
look,
We just
and
filled
I say that
it.
because
Swamp Kings Part
I was
2, Murph.
I was telling
Hey man,
Shelton
it's
Murph, I
rainy,
said,
man. I need to figure out what's going on. Is
no,
it
yeah,
raining?
you're
Is
all
that
right.
me
Don't
or
worry
is that
about it. No, yeah, don't worry about it.
okay?
I was telling Shelton before the show, I said Murph is
You're clear
that
on this
guy
end.
that I kind of like handle the mental to because he's that bridge in between the fresh guys that everybody know about. You know what I mean? So I said when I left, I said although he played offense, he hung around the defensive guys. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And so
Fact.
you to have you on the story would on it would have helped bridge that year right after we left and tell the
Yeah.
story and that
Yeah.
relationship with you and Avery. You guys were
And then,
together every single day. You know,
yep.
I love Avery family.
Love every
You know,
family,
just
man. Rest in peace,
yeah,
man.
the story
A4,
was told.
man.
Yeah, it was
Bernard,
told, and it was still a great story.
I'm the godfather of Avery's son, Avery Jr., man.
Right.
So, that was, man, shoot, when the second time I got kicked off the team, Avery was there for me, man. My family's from D-Land. His family's from Daytona. That's 10, 15 minutes away from each other. So, I spent a lot of time, going there. When I was kicked off the team, and Steve was kicked off the team, man, like, we went through a lot, man, and then to have your big bro there to, hey man, A kid, he's an A kid. He say A kid, he always call you kid, A kid. You don't need to do it like this, man. You need to do it like that. You know, shoot, one of the biggest things that hurt me was when Marcus Thomas got kicked off, man. Out there, I think we went to Georgia. I think went out after the Georgia game. Um,
Mhm.
I remember all these stories, man. So it's like, and I was with '06. I'm '05, so I was with that '06 championship, 2 years. That was the second year. We went 9-4, lost to Iowa. I remember that vividly.
Mhm.
I mean, no, we beat Iowa in the Outback Bowl. We went 9-4, and then that next year we won 13-1, and beat Ohio State. And then that next year, that's when I become the starter. Now it's like, okay, and then Tebow wins the Heisman. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
I'm his main receiver, me and Percy.
Right.
And then we don't live up to expectations, and we lose to Michigan. When we lose to Michigan, now we come into that all season like, nah, we about to get it right. You know what I'm saying? We about to get it right. That those workouts were crazy. They didn't really have too much film. Like, I mean, in the Swamp Kings when Steve is hitting my chest, I remember that day, bro. I felt like I was gonna quit. That was like this
Bro,
Valentine's
that
Day
was
massacre.
crazy,
That
Murph.
was Steve hitting me. That was Steve
Oh,
hitting
that
me,
was
Roy.
Yeah.
Steve. Okay.
That was Steve hitting me, bro.
I look a lot more sexier then.
Hey, and honestly, and dog, because I know him, he wasn't hitting me hard, bro. Because other dudes was hitting me hard, so he was coming over there like, nah, I'ma hit him, and I'm not gonna hit him hard. You see what I'm saying? So it's like it's so much into those fine details of that video, man, that people really don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because I really
Right.
couldn't, like, bro. You know where we from, Roy? We don't
I
lift
knew
no
he was
weight.
tapped. I knew he was done.
Right.
Bro, he knew I was done, dog. I couldn't do no more, bro. I was like, bro, I'm literally, I can't hold my arms, dog. And then you got a-holes, and I ain't gonna say no names, but you got a-holes that's just trying to do whatever for coach. I'm like, dang, bro, like I'm really dead, man. I'm really dead. I really can't give any more, But
Me,
that's the type of stuff that's the type of guy Steve Harris is, man. He's the one that was really like, I know people probably try to paint certain things about Steve because he stand out, he speak up for the Gators all the time. But I'm talking about a guy that you want in your corner, a guy that is going to protect you, a guy that's going to speak up to coach. You got that in Steve Harris. I cannot say that about everybody that was on that show. I cannot say that, and that's the God honest truth.
hey, I can't even say nothing. But if you know me, bro, me tapping you on your
Oh,
shoulder, bro,
good.
was definitely me giving the stamp of like, hey, he good. He done gave us everything. Y'all don't really mess with him no more. Y'all got to see me. But yeah, nah, yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Straight.
And it was literally like he had to push other guys out, bro, like out the way, like, nah, y'all ain't about to do this to him, bro. And I really do appreciate that, bro, because bro, in those moments, dog, and bro, Coach Meyer was kicking everybody off, bro. If you smoked a black and mild, like we talking about a cigar, bro. Like
Yeah, he
if
wasn't
you
having it.
bro, if you get kicked off for smoking a cigar, bro. But by the time senior year came around, bro, dudes was smoking cigars, coming to practice, and coach was like looking off, like, you know what I'm saying. So the way I came in versus the way Percy came in, the way Tebow came in, the way Spikes came in, the way Joe Hayden came in, the way Major Wright, the way Ahmad Black, the way the Pouncey twins, bro, is totally different than how I came in. I'm the first chopping block, bro. I'm the first one, bro. I don't
So
and Steve knows that.
two questions to that, because we talked with Steve on this. One with the NIL and portal era, but Urban recruited you, so
Yeah.
maybe your perspective is different because he was
Yeah.
a Zook guy. We always ask, would you have left? How things were.
But hold on, Murph. But is there some truth to that? Because I thought you were before Urban, right, Murph? To clarify it,
No, no, no,
as
no.
far
So
as the
listen.
recruiting.
So look, I committed to Larry Fedora and Ron Zook.
Okay.
Right.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
sitting in English class at Lakewood High School in St. Petersburg, Florida, and Zook gets fired. I think what it was, November, December.
Okay.
Zook gets fired in December. Let's just call it December of 2004. January 2005, Utah is playing in the bowl game. Utah's playing in a Power 5 bowl game. I can't remember who Utah is playing.
Mm.
Utah's playing Urban Meyer. They just went undefeated. They're playing a bowl game. Urban calls me. I'm on the phone with Urban, and I'm watching the game. Like, I'm watching like the pregame, and he's calling. He's like, "Hey, this is Coach Meyer. We're about to play right now on primetime TV. Do you want to be a Gator?" And I'm kind of like, I don't really know it's him. I don't know. I'm kind of like confused if it's really Coach Meyer because I'm surprised. I'm shocked. But he said, "Don't worry about it. I'll be to your house tomorrow." So I'm like, "What? Like, bro, Coach Meyer coming to my house tomorrow, bro? Like, there's no way Coach Myers is coming to my house and they about to win the bowl game." So I watched the game. They win the bowl game, and my right hand on the Bible, bro. He shows up to my house the very next day with Coach Loxley.
Mm.
You know Coach Loxley? Remember Coach Loxley,
Yeah,
Steve?
yeah. Running back coach.
Running back coach, Coach Lotz, who was the
Mike
head coach
Locksley.
of University of he's the head coach at Maryland
Maryland.
for the last 10 years, University of Maryland for the last 10 years. Him and Mike Loxley and Urban Meyer are sitting on my couch the day after they won the bowl game against whoever Utah played and was undefeated against. So then Urban sits in and my mom, I'm half Samoan. So my mom has like Samoan culture stuff in the house. And he's like, "Oh, you're Samoan?" I was like, "Yeah, coach, I'm Samoan, man. I'm Samoan and black." He's like, "Oh, that's cool." He's like, "I just had 25 players that are Samoan that play for Utah." And he started naming the names, and instantly he sold my mom like he sold her like that. She and then Urban and
Psychology.
then because at the time I opened back up. I had visits to Maryland, I had a visit to NC State, I had a visit to Iowa. I opened my recruiting back up because I was committed July of 2004. So I was committed my whole senior year through senior football. And then that's when he came in January and said, "Hey, if you still want to be a Gator, I have an offer for you, but you got to let me know like today." And my pops being a Marine and Urban studying the Marines, my pops like, "Nah, we ain't committing right now. We still standing on it." You know what I'm saying? Uh, so yeah, and then that was the beginning of me and Herb's relationship. Was from there, and then that's when Herb goes to Gainesville. Literally, probably that very next day. He probably went to Gainesville before he came to the house. But then now he's in Gainesville and he's coaching spring. That's when he's introduced to Steve, and everybody's getting introduced with him. And then that's when I come in May. Essentially his first recruiting class. But
Yeah.
that's why he says that like Tebow and Percy are his first recruiting class because he recruited them all year. I was
Right.
already kind of recruited by Zook, so he treated me that way. You know what I'm saying? But
But he closed you though. He still had to recruit you. He still had to. So
he closed me.
in a way, you
He wanted that
committed to the
429.
you committed to the madness in a way. So maybe you weren't as inclined to transfer, but you were talking about how things changed from when you came in to when Percy and how you couldn't smoke a black and mild to where they were smoking cigars. What do you think caused that evolution? There was a championship. What was it? That's just so
Man,
intriguing to me.
man, I talked to Herb about that, man. I talked to Herb about it. He, I think that second year, it really was Avery passing. Like looking back at it,
Mm.
like he never showed that to us. You know what I'm saying? We didn't talk about it until the show came out and me and him talked afterwards about it. You know what I'm saying? And I really believe it was that because I mean, like, bro, him, like, I was scared, bro. Like when he was talking, like when I got kicked off the team for smoking a black and mild and skipping curfew, which was like a slap on the wrist to any program, bro. This man was so livid across the desk from me, bro. Like
Yeah.
I was like in tears. Like seriously, I was scared, bro. Like I was scared. I was scared for my life, bro, because he was going in that bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was
Yeah, nah, he was on 20.
bro, like it was to the point where it's like I'm listening, like, bro, if he's like, are we gonna fight? Like, I think I'm about to fight him because he's talking so crazy. Like, that's
I
how
don't think they
he
understand.
talk,
I don't think they understand Murph. They see Urban, but when he lets into you,
bro.
You talked
like
about
he
it.
said,
You told us a
it,
story, Steve, about how you were going to
I
fight
was
him.
damn near gonna fight him. Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Bro, it was like, bro, like he actually, I think I'm the only player that Herb ever put their hands on. Like Herb,
Well,
And most
Murph, I
people
mean,
don't
you
even know
can't.
that.
Yeah, I mean,
They don't
Right,
even
we
know.
get
Yeah,
exclusive. Hey, Steve. Hey, this
it
exclusive right
happened.
here, Steve.
we're
Listen,
writing Swamp Kings 3
it
as we
is
speak.
exclusive. I
Okay.
didn't know we were gonna
Right.
go, but yeah, it happened. I was there.
bro, like I'll let Steve
I
tell
ain't
the
gonna tell
story,
it no
but
more. You got
all right, yeah, man,
it's your
like
story. You gotta tell it. I'm
man,
here to
listen,
vouch.
we can save it, but man, one thing about it though, hey, shout out High Top Sports, shout out One on Ones podcast. Make sure you like,
Yeah,
subscribe, follow. You know what I'm saying?
for
But
sure.
but I really do believe that I probably was what Herb did to me, bro. He wouldn't have a job without a doubt, bro. And
I
he
never
knew
seen it done
who to
before.
choose. He knew who to choose, dog. He knew who to choose, bro. And it's cool though, because I told his ass, boy, I caught him good, Steve. I caught him good. Guess what? I had just signed a 3-year, $9 million extension with the Bucks. I'm feeling myself. We had the Dickie V. The
Jim
Jimmy
Valentine.
V
Jim Valentine.
cancer
Yeah.
raising
SB Ward
Jimmy.
stuff.
Yeah, we raising the cancer
Yes, sir.
awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy V, right? And Dick Vitale is there, and Urban Meyer is a guest speaker there. But I'm sitting with the owners of the Buccaneers. I'm sitting with the Glazier family, right? I'm sitting with Brian Glazier, and I'm sitting with his wife, and I got my girl with me. You know what I'm saying? So he doesn't see me, so I walk up behind him, and I grab him like by his waist, and I grab him, like I grab him, I grab him, like, right, I grab him, and I say, look, and I kind of like, then I bear hug him like from behind. I say, if you ever put your fucking hands on me, I'll fucking kill you.
Whoa. That's
Hey,
Oh, oh
exclusive.
no.
bro,
Only right here on Hot Top
Yo.
Podcast, baby.
hey,
Let's
Whoa.
go.
hey,
Damn.
bro, and he turns around, he looks, and then he just gives me the biggest hug, dog. We just
Yeah.
hug, bro. It was like, I was like,
Man,
yeah, I say, yeah, coach, I'm sitting with Brian Glazier, man. Let me introduce you to the owner of the Buccaneers. Boom. So I brought him over there,
Hey,
introduced him
look,
to
Steve,
Brian.
flight flex,
Yeah,
flight flex.
yeah,
like,
had to let him know, had to let him know, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you're with the owner? I was like, yeah, it's the owner of the Buccaneers right here, coach.
hey Murph, you know what? A lot of people don't understand with this football thing, man, the passion that
Yeah.
goes into it and behind it, and how something like that can happen. But then you say he gives you the biggest hug and you're receptive of it. Actually, you walked up
Yeah.
on him to, you know what I mean, just to you know what I mean? It was no bad blood, but people don't understand,
No, man.
man,
We
what
went
it
golfing
takes
after
to get
that,
to
man.
that
We went
level.
golfing after that. Yeah,
They don't
go ahead.
understand it, bro. What it takes to get to that level of success.
Yeah,
Um,
man.
and the things that happen along the way between players, coaches,
Yeah.
and if you have a great enough team and y'all really for that one cause, you can get over some of that stuff. Well, get
Yeah.
over a lot of it.
A
With
lot
no
of it,
malice
bro.
at the end of the day, and you're gonna grow and become a better man on both parties because of it.
So
Man, bro, and
Absolutely.
that's what's tough. That's what's tough, man, in the business side of things now, bro, because that passion and that accountability, you know what I mean? And then like the main thing that Urban used to say when he first met me, he tested me. He said, "Hey, what's the definition of a leader?" And I was like, so, just shooting stuff out there, somebody that's out front, those types of things. And he said, someone that sets a standard, demand everybody live up to it, and that's it. He's like the definition of a leader is you set a standard and demand everybody live up to it. You know what I'm saying? And then that was what it was, man. And then I told Coach, I said, Coach, you got it wrong. I said part of that is right. This is when I was gonna get, I was, Roy knows this. I was looking at becoming the assistant receiver coach for the Jags when he got the job. I
mm,
said, Coach, man, that was I said, I think you got it partly right. I said it is set a standard and demand everybody live up to it, but you gotta add the by the way, I love you. You gotta add that part. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Because
man.
he was walking around setting the standard and demanding it, like demanding everybody live up to it, but he wasn't telling anybody that he love them. You know what I'm saying? I was like, bro, you
Mm.
gotta say that part. Like that's what's gonna really help transcend it. You know, and but Herb, he's like a granddad, bro. He's stuck in his ways. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, but but
That was dope.
That was that. That was dope. I
but
got
yeah,
goosebumps.
yeah, but yeah, man, but it's just even from but the first day on campus, he asked me that question. He asked me that every year. He asked me that walking in the hallways. He asked me that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like our relationship was. I don't know how he did with everybody else, but I know that we had that. You know what I'm saying? That this was like he came, to the house first after he had just left, Utah. You know what I'm saying? And then that was the first thing he asked me. And I remember my pops telling me, he said, "Son, go write that down right now so you don't forget it." You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
then, from being kicked off the team 3 times to becoming a captain, when I walked in that day, he said, "What's the definition of a leader?" And that was when, after I got voted captain by my peers. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't know, man. I guess that's just a little Gator, nostalgia. You know what I mean? Just bring it back. You
For
know what I'm
sure,
saying?
man.
Bringing some of that back up, man.
Well, and you talk about like how when he tried you, I guess he wouldn't do
Yeah.
that to anybody else. And I think what when we watch these, when you hear about these stories and stuff, you kind of forget. I mean, like when you guys are in college, like y'all hit each other. I mean, you're grown men at that point, and in a
Yeah.
way, it's kind of like you think of like a dad and a son, where you meet that tipping point of becoming that man, and
Yeah.
you're pushing back. Is that kind of how
Yeah.
it all came to a head? And
Bro,
then he
that's
probably felt comfortable enough that he knows, hey, I can challenge him to make a stand to everybody else, and it's not going to ruin what we have.
the honestly what I believe in what it is, man. I believe so. First of all, a lot of people don't know this about Urban. He minored in psychology. He had his
Psychology, man.
master's in psychology, and he studied the Marines. He studied the Marines through and through. Navy SEALs, but Marines more specifically. And my father was a Marine. And so the whole simplify, the whole, it's the when you see the Marine commercials, they have that saying, what's the slogan? The Marines, it's like the proud, the few,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
type,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
The
So
proud.
yes. So it's like in that brotherhood, I honestly believe
Mm.
because he studied the Marines. He knew he could essentially like mind fuck you. He knew he could do those types of things. And I had been trained like that my entire life. Like my dad would do
Mm.
stuff like my dad would say, "Hey, clean the bathroom with a toothbrush," right? And I'm in there scrubbing all day long, scrubbing toothbrush, and then he'll come in, he'll like look at this one little spot and be like, "Clean it all over again." And I'll be like, "Man,
Yeah.
what the fuck?" Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I had already been, kind of adapted to the whole thing, but like you explained it perfect. It was that father son, and we met at that point, and he was just tired of it, and he was trying. And essentially, for me, parents might not look at it like this, but I feel like that helped me become a man. Like for real,
Mm-hmm.
like I messed up. I should not have skipped curfew. Period. Like we ain't
Period.
making no excuses. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what Steve told me. Like, B Rose, like, bro, you shouldn't have skipped curfew. Period. Like,
We'll
bro,
take the
he looked
punishment
at
and ride.
me,
Let's go.
he looked at me and John Dimps and said, Murph and Dimps do not miss practice. I mean, do not miss curfew. And we missed curfew.
It
So
specifically told them to, which is crazy. Out of everybody on the team, I don't know why.
I
And they
have
were
no
younger.
idea why.
And then
Bro.
they missed it. We
And
coming to
I
the
really believe because I thought like Steve might not know this because he's defensive guy, but I really believe I was gonna be playing. I think that I wasn't ready for the moment, dog, because he was pissed off at all the receivers. He didn't, he didn't really like Dallas. He didn't really like Jamel them. Like he had to go
Mm,
with them because they were already there and they were already proven names. But truth be told, he helped mold them and help them become better wide receivers. But I felt I was a true freshman that would have played. I would have
mhm,
been because he's also showing that I brought these guys in, you know, they're my first class, and I'm going to give some of these guys a shot to push the upperclassmen. So at that last training, and bro, I was running with the ones. I was taking reps with ones and
mhm.
twos. I
I
was
remember.
rotating in. It wasn't like I wasn't getting playing time as a true freshman. I had 2 All-Americans that was on the field that were 2 freshmen. David
Mhm.
Nelson and Nyan Boateng were both All-Americans
Right.
under Army All-American game.
Yeah, Army. Yeah.
I was the 3-star. I played before both of them with being kicked off the team 3 times. So
Mm-hmm.
I would have played as a true freshman, but at that last day of training camp, it was literally, he said, Murph and Demps, who Demps was a 5-star Pensacola linebacker. Y'all two don't miss curfew.
He missed.
And bro. I mean, we got
we
hit
heard it
Yogi
in the
though,
morning.
man.
Everybody.
Bro, like we got so let's check this. So we'll end up coming to find out they put tape on the doors after 12 o'clock. So we didn't, so they put duct tape on the doors. And our dumb ass just walked right out the door like
They ain't gonna know.
they ain't gonna know. They ain't gonna know. Man, we hanging out, bro. It's 2 in the morning. Hey, you know that Jeezy song, you ever feel your heart fall to your feet? Boy, listen. My heart fell. Boy, when my phone rung and Coach Bayless, who was the head strength coach at Notre Dame currently right now, shouts out to Coach Bayless, man, head strength coach at Notre Dame. Coach Bayless called me, bro. And when I tell you my whole heart stopped at 2:30 a.m., man, listen, bro, at 9 a.m. when Urban saw me at 9 a.m., dog, ask everybody else about that story. You don't even ask me. Don't ask Steve. Y'all go file for somebody else. Everybody that was there at 05, bro, he did it in front of the whole team. His wife, his kids. Every coach's wife, every coach's kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He let you have it, Murph.
He made you.
Yeah,
I'm talking about.
Yeah, it was bad.
And I'm talking about, and I'm standing there like, y'all not gonna help me? Like, y'all not gonna, nobody gonna help me right now.
Yeah.
Nobody gonna help me. Everybody literally at attention. Like, everybody at
Standing
attention.
in line.
Like, standing in line. And Dimps over there like, he better not touch me. He better not touch me. And he just going to work on me, dog. Like, I'm like, oh boy. Hey, don't flinch. That's all I know. Cause my dad my pops had did this to me before. So I was like, the one time I flinched on my pops, dog, all I remember was I was looking up at my feet. So I was just like, you know what? I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I just took it, bro. I literally took it, bro. Pause. I just took it, bro. It was you know like,
yeah.
And Steve, no, bro. Like this is a fact, bro.
Yeah.
Am I lying, Steve?
No, not lying at all. I was there. I was one of the guys in line at attention.
Hey, it's Sunday morning and we're walking to chapel service.
Yeah.
This is Sunday morning, 9:30 a.m. in the morning, like in front of the whole.
We all line up before we go down there, so we walking, but they up at the room, and while we can hear it, so we walk up and we look and we see.
Get his shit, John Clark. Get his shit, John Clark. Get all his shit. He's out of here. He's out of here. I'm like,
yeah.
Get all this shit right now.
Yeah.
Hey, you do that now, they're out. They transfer.
Oh
yeah.
Oh, bro. Oh, he's man. This is the phones are out. They recording it. Oh, this shit would have been all, bro. Listen, bro. I would have went viral.
Yeah, we at the hotel, and there's other regular people at the hotel, not even just families. There's other people that went to stay at the hotel for the night. There, walking to go get continental breakfast in the morning. It's going down out there.
It's going down, bro. I'm talking about trainers, assistant trainers. It's last day of camp, bro. It's literally last day of camp. Everybody's together Sunday morning, bro. And I'm over there. I'm getting my ass told out the frame. I'm just like, I'm crying. I'm sorry, coach. I'm sorry. I was like, man, I can't. I'm really like so shocked. I'm just like shocked that he like, man. When I say he latched on me like a fucking like a red
bull.
like a man, a wounded barracuda in the water and a great white shark just coming.
Bro, I think a part of that, him knowing your dad was Marines too, that bond, him studying. He's like, oh, I can check because if I tell his daddy might do worse.
Might
So,
do worse. Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly, dog. Hey, he looked
Yeah.
over at Dips, and Dips, Dips, big country ass Dips looking at
Dip
he
was on
looked like
snap.
he kinda looked at him like, all right, no. I'll just go.
We'll stay with Merc.
I what's what's so cool about like
That's
this kind like
hilarious.
these kind of stories is like obviously what you ended up becoming from that
Yeah.
moment, and
Right.
you fully point to that of like, yeah, that was a
Yeah.
defining moment for me. And it's
Mhm.
like you wonder like with how things are nowadays, people are kind of afraid to just cut it loose and to be like that because he viewed you in a certain light. I mean, who knows? You don't have that. That's the kind of that butterfly effect. If you don't have that moment, do you kind of feel like I
Bro,
can get away with
not
do certain things? It's kind of crazy to think about.
man. And that's why it's like, man, I feel like I'm so old now, man, because like even with my nephew, with other kids, man, it's like I'm just hard. I guess you got call it old school, call it what you want to call it, man, but it's discipline. At the end of the day, it's
This
discipline. Bro,
Sure.
like if you're wrong, you're wrong. It's just that, and we live in a world now where it's like it's just so much fake news and fake, and crybaby shit,
Clickbait stuff.
man. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, clickbait stuff. Like, bro, like, come on, bro. Like, this dude's transferring because, man, I got 100,000, but I want 400,000. Like, come on, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got a first player in history ever, dog, that played for the Gators and the Georgia Bulldogs ever. Like, what type of shit is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never in my life ever. There's
facts.
never in the history
Yeah.
of college football been someone that played for Florida Gators and played for the damn
How did you
Bulldogs.
feel when that
They just,
happened? Well,
bro, like it's just how Steve Harris felt. Like, man, you
gross.
like what the hell? Like, bro, like come on, bro. Like like what have we come to?
So
That
Murph, he could
you
have went anywhere else, but he went to the Georgia Bulldogs, huh?
come on, bro. He never welcome back, bro. And then it's like a curse, bro. Look what like, bro, I hate to say it, but it's like, damn, this shit got cursed, bro. Like, bro, what the fuck? Like, bro, people rolling over in their graves about that type of shit, bro. Like Florida, Georgia, that's like, bro, that's like,
Yeah.
and I let big bro handle it because I knew he could handle it. You know what I'm saying? But like, come on, man. That's that. But like to answer your question, Sheldon, like that's what we coming to, man. It's like we coming to a society, bro, where a mother coach can't even a mother coach go in and put the red dot on you. Like it was a thing. Like coach will put a red dot on you and rip you in front of the whole team, bro. But it's like if you walked in the locker room with some old sour puss shit, like, oh, like no, motherfucker gonna tell you, man, tighten that shit up.
So
Right.
Like
you
tighten up, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like tighten up, bro. But now it's like I'm transferring. And I could transfer and play the same year. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like that. I don't watch college football. I'm sorry. I don't.
what I love is well, that's interesting. We'll get to that in a minute. You said it when Urban
Yeah.
asked about your hey, what's a leader? And you said it's these things plus it's love. For me, as
Yeah.
I'm a leader myself, and I've got a son, he's 2. That is something that I
Yeah.
embody, right? Like you said, you
Yeah.
create a base, a standard, and
Yep.
you
Set
live
a
up to that.
standard.
But no, if you let everybody know, I love you, I want the best for you. I may tear your
Yes.
ass a new one. I may body slam you to the floor. But as soon as we get up,
Yes.
I love. It's exactly how I try to
I
carry it
love
when you
you.
said it. It's yeah, I love you. Like
I
don't. This
love you.
isn't personal. Well, it is, but
It's not personal.
it's not malicious.
Exactly.
I don't want the negative thing
Exactly.
happen to you. Maybe the way I come across, maybe I can deliver it betterly. I don't know. But right now, I just want to rip your head off. But after this, just know
Yeah.
I still love you.
Exactly. I still
Yeah.
love you, bro. That's what I said, bro. It's like, and honestly, when Herb looked at me when I said that, he walked off. He walked off on me, but he was pissed at me about the way he wants the culture to be at the Jaguars. And I was trying to explain to him that the NFL is a little different. I was like, Coach, you can't,
Mm.
you know, you can't really like, I'm sitting on the couch, I'm shooting this shit with him and Stamper, like 7 a.m. in the morning, and he's upset about something. I'm like, Coach, you're upset about this guard. He's $150 million player, and he's not coming to voluntary workouts. Coach, you can't. Yeah, it's like it's voluntary. You know what I'm saying? It's like it ain't voluntary. What is
Remember, it
that?
used to be
What is
mandatory
that?
that you volunteer.
I'm like,
That's what Urban
I'm like,
think.
Coach,
It was mandatory
like
that you
Coach,
volunteer.
bro, it's voluntary, Coach. Like he's in the pros, and that's kind of how that whole conversation transpired. And I don't want to get into that, bro, because I
Sure.
love her, bro. Like, gee, he gets a
For
bad
sure.
rap, bro, because he's an old school coach, but Saban was that way, Belichick was that way. I mean, the greats, bro, like the greats. I mean, you gotta like our military is that way, bro. We're if not the most powerful army military in the world, bro. Like you gotta, and that's the thing about speaking truth nowadays, bro. It's like, man, you might get canceled for saying the truth. Like, no, this motherfucker need to be hitting his mouth. Like, damn, yes, like no, like that's how it is, bro. Like, and I love what Teddy Bridgewater is doing down in Miami
The high school kids.
with the high
Miami
school kids,
Northwest.
bro, with Miami Northwest, with the West, bro. Like I ain't never seen that. I never seen Year the Bull, but now I understand after seeing, like, bro, like you gotta, bro, you gonna like it's football, man, and we just moving away from that, man. And then that's why we sit here and we cry about our kids not being disciplined and they out robbing, stealing, killing, shooting, and then it's like, damn, well, they needed it to get jacked up 1 or 2 times and they'll tighten up.
Right.
But
You
neither
spoke
here nor there, man. Let me get off that soapbox, man. Let me get off that.
well, again, like the Bill Belichick, like these guys, I think you kind of alluded to is like, look, it's not that Bill and Urban probably didn't love their guys. You've heard before. My dad didn't tell me he loved me. He probably loved you. He just didn't tell you or
Yeah.
explain it.
Yeah.
And someone like you could kind of see it. Urban didn't have to tell you. You just kind of you knew the way that
Yeah.
he treated you. And sometimes it may have been a little bit rough around the edges, but it was coming from a place that he cared about you. He just was never gonna say, "Hey, I care about you," because that
You're
there's
right.
that line. It's just kind of that age group of like, yeah, they're a little bit harder on it, and you kind of see that coaching staff kind of getting phased out because they're not able to adjust. It's not that they're bad people or
Yeah.
doing anything wrong. It's we've gotten a little soft, and it's just kind of
Yeah.
it's taken
Well,
over.
but honestly, man, I think there are kids that want it, man. I think there's kids that fiend for discipline. I think there's kids
Mhm.
that fiend for truth. I think there's because it's so much like they wake up on their phones, it's all fake. They wait, you know what I'm saying? They get on a video game, it's all fake. Like they deal with their friends, it's like fake relationships. I think there is a place in the world now that kids are actually want more of it.
Yeah,
And when you actually be it and be truthful and be real as me leading young kids, man, like
that's the cool
I
thing
think
now.
yeah, it's actually like it's actually cool to be like if you're not disciplined, if you're not hard on them, they already kind of know like,
That's normal.
all right, it's normal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that I know we kind of beat them up, but it's also like it's that positive and that negative reinforcement. But it's also like, I think that these kids do want it because they don't get it.
That's
They don't
right.
get it, man. Kids they don't get real love anymore. They get this fake gentle parenting shit. And it's
No,
just I
this
mean,
No, you're right.
there's some truth to gentle parenting too, man. I'll be the first to
Yeah.
say it. There is some truth to it too, but it's a balance too, of actually too like shit. I want my kid to be successful. I don't care about, you know what I'm saying? Like I know what it takes to make it to the top. So hey, take it for wherever you want to take it,
Right.
you know.
this has been incredible. Look, I do want to ask because you've been vocal about this team on Twitter from time to time. This Florida team, and I know
Yeah.
that you went with Mr. Harris to that Tennessee game, and Harris has said his perspective on
Oh.
it. Kind of walk us through that and kind of how you've seen this team. I mean, you said you didn't watch college football, but I assume
Yeah.
you've kept your tabs of how this team is
Yeah.
transforming and how are you liking what this team is, or if you are liking it. I assume so now.
Man, I wish Lagway would have started out the gate. I
Mm,
know I'm sorry. I just or not even start out the gate. Pull him early. Pull Graham Mertz, right? Graham Mertz.
correct.
Pull him
Mhm.
early. That Miami game was that first game of the year. I think we held on too long, and then it's like, but then we start doing the whole, you know, two quarterbacks. You know the old saying, old school football. You got two quarterbacks. If you got two quarterbacks, you got zero.
Mm,
That's the old school football saying. If you got two quarterbacks, you don't have one. So I think that sends a message to the team. Um, I'm praying that Billy Napier gets it together. I think Lagway's definitely saving his career because he wasn't going to be in the SEC anymore. And like I say, one-on-ones podcast, man, we give hot takes, and we're strictly a debate podcast, and we give hot takes, man. And I think that's a hot take. If Lagway, I mean, it was kind of weird. Then also too, we got to see if Lagway really tough. You pull a hamstring against Georgia, but then you play the next week. Like you know, I'm a receiver. I've popped my hamstring, and there's no way. I guess quarterback, maybe you can, maybe you can't. But if you can play the next week, that means you could have finished the game.
He sat the next
That's
week.
just my
He played the week after. He sat versus Texas.
okay.
Then he
Sit out
played
of
2
okay.
weeks. Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Okay, like to my defense, I don't watch. I don't watch. I don't watch as much. But I do kind of keep tabs on it. I don't like how soft Napier came in with the team, and then people gonna say, "Hey, I'm old school," and then it is what it is. I'm old school. You know, I didn't like. I mean, and I got inside sources as well. I know what's going on. Um, and then I don't understand the recruiting thing. I don't understand. So I don't want to say too much, but you know, when I was a part of the NIL, when I was helping out, and when they were asking me, I felt that it should be base salary. I think every freshman coming in should get 25 to 50 grand. And it's just like rookie minimum. Rookie minimum. Everybody coming in as a rookie, first pick to the last pick, you're getting 450,000. That just is what it is. Signing bonus and all that that's gonna fluctuate and all that, but your base salary is 450. And we have college football where you have compliance, and compliance is always been, hey, you're riding in the Escalade, you're riding in the Mercedes, we're pulling you in, we're going to report you to the NCAA. That was compliance. Then you create NIL, and NIL turns into, hey, you could get paid for your name, image, and likeness. So you have people who's been doing compliance for the last 50 to 100 years who's never ran a business as far as NFL football business, because you could compare Canadian football, you could compare semi-pro football, but we're talking big business. College was never ran like the NFL. So they brought in guys, former players, to kind of help them understand what it was. So that's a long answer to say, what do I feel about the year with Billy Napier? Hopefully it seems like he has the NIL figured out. It seems like he has the recruiting in this extra soft space figured out, from what I hear. Because what I hear is that we have all Americans, we have 5 stars, 4 stars, and that's what makes us great, right? Because we have those guys. So if that's true, then hopefully we have a good year because he's figured that out. But coming from a 2-star, 3-star, what a dog's at, you know what I'm saying? What a dog's at. Lagway look like a dog. You know, hopefully, do we have some receivers that could get it? Are they transferring and going to Georgia? Like, what are we doing? So I don't know, man. And then I have to commend them on all of that. I have to commend them because it's got to be hard as shit to deal with this soft ass generation. Bro. It's got to be super hard. It's got to be so hard to deal with kids that are so super entitled that I got to tip my hat to him, but at the same time, I wish he would be hard. So it's like, it's a long answer, but
That's why you don't watch.
That's why I don't watch. Bro. It's just too
Now, I
much,
would,
man.
hey,
He'll
hey Murph, I
pop
will
up
say
page.
Lagway, just from a fan's perspective of, outside looking in, Lagway, he looks like he has the tools to really be a great quarterback. I think he has all the ability and talent to contend for a Heisman, to lead the Gators. Now it's what, 13? No, it's 12 teams in the playoffs. He could lead them to a playoff, right?
Yeah,
I think he's
yeah.
that good.
But then again, though, this is my question: is it the team? Is it Lagway, or is it Billy Napier? Are we just kicking the can down the road? Because it was a time last year where his play calling, his going forward, trusting. Like I hear this a lot. They trust the analytics, right? Fourth down, 4th and 1, 4th and 2. He goes forward. We're on our own 40. It's like, bro, what are we doing? Like, we got to punt the ball. You know what I'm saying? And this whole thing of you down by 14, you score 7, you score 6, go for 2 versus kicking a field goal. That whole analytics. He's like, they're using statistics, and I feel like statistics is gonna have them at home versus, so that's where it's like, do I see is it
Instead of feeling the
Lagway?
game, right? Instead of just
Bro,
momentum.
Urban Meyer said this all the time, and Steve will remember this, the human element, right? Like, you got the human element. If this come from one of the greatest coaches of all time, like, okay, I get going for 2, and I get the analytics of playing it all out, right? But then again, you're not taking into account that the offense just had a 14-play drive, and the drive before, the defense had a 15-play drive. Them boys gasped for air, and we just say we went down 14-play drive on offense, and you want us to run another play to get 2 versus go ahead, let us get a breather and kick the field goal, we down by 7. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you don't play. I don't feel they're taking the human element out of it, man, because that's just kind of how I feel about it, and that's where I say I think Lagway. To your point, Roy, I agree with you that Lagway is a hell of a talent. I think he's a first round draft pick, undoubtedly. Even if I think he's still a first round draft pick. I think he goes high. I believe he could be a top 10 pick because he's that good.
Right.
But
That
are we
good.
kicking the can down when he leaves? Have we built a sustainable program on true infrastructure,
Yeah.
discipline, morals, values, high intensity ball play, of building a coach that's leading that's taking boys, turning them into men, and then creating that culture, right? Is he going to do that versus having Lagway, who's a great quarterback, and that's going to keep us, that's going to make us win, that's going to help us get over 500 and maybe
So
even
you're
take us into
saying
the
winning
playoffs.
now, but what's happening to the future players and the future teams?
Because
Right.
Lagway's so talented that he can elevate a lot with
I
with
can
very little.
I can
Go ahead.
understand Murph concern, and those are valid
It's
questions.
valid.
Anybody
It's
can be
definitely
asking
valid. Yeah.
themselves. I feel that we're moving in that direction. But you like we only get to see it on Saturdays. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So from the momentum that we've gained, the way the guys are responding, we got all the talking points down. We're saying the part. We're looking the part with recruits, like you said. Only thing that matters is Saturdays and what we do this season to tell the test. And so you're valid in because I don't want anybody to see this and take it the wrong way and like, oh, Murph don't believe in the Gators and what we're doing, but that's not the case at all. Murph is a two-time champion that knows what it takes to win and to sustain this thing and wants to ensure that that's getting done. And so he's not taking nothing off the table and just running with the fluff. If we want to see these results, and I'm with her, I want to see the results. I had the same concern, man. I mean, I vocalize them like that, but I want to see look Saturday.
I mean,
And Steve, go ahead, Murph.
I mean, because we get the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth with one-on-ones podcast. Like, were we not talking about Lane Kiffin this year? Like, we not, you know what I'm saying? Like that was a thing. That's the truth. At least in my mind, like, I thought we was talking about Lane. You know what I'm saying? I thought that's what my phone was ringing about. So, and that was news. You know what I'm saying? So when they did renegotiate or do his contract or guarantee another year, me personally, I was disappointed. I was, man. I thought we was getting Lane. That's just what I thought. You know what I'm saying?
You
I
think
like
he
what
ain't showing enough, Murphy? You think he didn't deserve it or what?
Man, no, I'm just saying. I just have to
He
be
said
real,
we're
man.
already
Like
set
I'm
up
on
for
it. I'm on this side now. I'm on the media side, man. And shout out to Sheldon. Shout out to Hot Talk Sports. Shout out to Steve Harris. I'm on this side now. I'm allowed to have an opinion. You know what I'm saying? I'm allowed to have a take. I've spoken for 4 years for the Gators, 9 years in the NFL. I protected the organization. I protected the club. Right now, I'm a media guy. So now that I'm a media guy, I feel like I can say stuff that media guys would say. And
I think you should, because your perspective is so unique to a lot of us, like myself, right? Our perspective, and I think all of it's appreciated and needed to be heard, and you kind of find somewhere in the middle. But yeah, you played it, and that's what Stephen Harris always goes to, is the fact that you know what it takes to win a championship at this level, at this school. If there's somebody that you might want to take a step back and be like, here's their perspective on it, but like you also said, you commend it because it's different. Like it's still different. So,
bro, there's no way. Like,
you know what?
Like you coming in.
But Murph
my
had a
office.
point.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say Murph had a point because to sustain a program, like how do I become a Nick Saban at Alabama, right? How do I have years of sustainable excellence without making sure that we have the right pieces in place and putting in the right people for those positions? So Steve, like Murph really did make a great point, because we're not trying to be a one and done with Lagway. No, we're trying to
One trick
have
pony.
seasons and multiple seasons of success. Absolutely.
And that's what
For
I want to
sure.
know, Roy. That's all I want to
Mhm.
know. I want to know, is he building this house on quicksand or is he building it on concrete?
Mm.
That's all I want to know. And that's where, but from when I talk to Big Bro, when I see him on Twitter, when I see him engaging with the young players, I'm
You know
hearing
it's coming.
that what I'm saying? I hear it's coming. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta trust Steve more than I trust what I'm seeing out of Billy, because I'm like, is Brandon Spikes a coach now? Like, are we gonna have Brandon Spikes as a coach this year? Like,
Yeah, he's on the staff, right, Steve? He on the staff.
He's an
Yeah,
assistant because
but
he has to graduate before
yeah.
he's like an official coaching
yeah,
title.
so like
Well,
he
he
just
graduated.
graduated, but like,
Yeah.
but is he the one? Is he gonna be the one leading the linebacker crew? Like, if he's the one leading the linebacker crew, then I'm okay. Then okay. Then I'm back watching. But if Brandon Spikes is not leading the linebacker crew, then
Why is he there? He said, "Why is he
yeah,
there?
like,
What is,
you know what
what
I'm
is he
saying?
there for?"
Is he player development? We got him for player development. Do we have him teach how to come downhill and fill a fucking A gap? Like, what are we
Hit a
doing?
no sign. Oh yeah, come on, hit
Like, you know what I'm
Marino
saying?
again.
We teaching, is he gonna be teaching no Sean Marino, or we got somebody else that we out here teaching? Like, what are we doing, guys? Like, that's all I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? We need to get the Pouncey twins on here. We need to get Pouncey twins back in. They need them in practice. Hell, it's NIL. Hey, Billy, go ahead and pay Pouncey twins to come teach the old line some tricks, man. Like, you know,
Hey,
don't even call
their
me.
vodka could sponsor the field. Like we could figure
Oh
something out.
man, hey! Shout out Twin P Whiskey. Shout out Pouncey. Hey, distilleries. Hey, Tropic Distillery. Hey, the JF haters. They wine, all that, man. We shouting out all that, man. But yeah, that's.
Smurf,
Can we get Reggie Nelson to come coach the safeties? Like, what can we like? You know what I mean? What can we
Smurf,
get Steve Harris on the D line, please?
look, that's
Somebody.
that level of passion that people don't understand. That we gotta bridle sometimes
Yeah,
just to
man.
get
Yeah.
through. You know what I mean? Because like you said, there's so many things that we could do. Everything has to line up. And so when you know what it looks like, it's hard for you to watch it every day, every day, every day. You know what I mean? And get caught up into to all the more. You got too much passion to get caught up into this coach may leave.
Yeah.
This recruit ain't coming no more. This, trust me, it's been new for me to get adapted to it all, because
He loves it though. Don't let him fool you, Lewis.
it was
I know.
crazy at
Hey,
first,
It's
but
different.
I get
It's
it.
different.
I have to understand the
Yeah.
machine now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean,
Yeah.
and not get my emotions and feelings involved in it. Otherwise, I'll be ran up a tree somewhere. So, but you're
bro.
valid
Like,
in those concerns. So,
and then like I hear about the facility, right? $150 million facility, right? I mean, they got chairs that massage they ball sack while they in the locker room, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, no, for real, like this junk crazy, like for real, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then man, like, I mean, can I say it, bro? Can the players stand up? Can the defense stand up while the offense on the field? Can the
yeah,
offense cheer on the defense? Can the defense cheer on the offense? Like, watch the
yeah.
sideline. They're like forced to sit down. Like, they're forced to sit down. Like, bro, I don't understand that. Like, how like when I used to see Steve Harris cheering me on as an offensive player, looking to the sideline, he on the side saying, "Man, kill his ass, Murph." Man, that used to get me geeked up, whether it was Brandon Spikes, whoever. And if the defense
Yeah.
on the field, I'm on the field. I'm cheering on Steve Harris. I'm cheering on Brandon Spikes. I'm cheering on Reggie Nelson. I'm cheering on Joe Hayden. I'm cheering on Janoris Jenkins. I'm cheering them boys on because it's an energy thing. It's a team.
Energy.
Bro, I'm at the game. Defense sitting down while the offense on the field. Offense sitting down while the defense on the field. Like, come on, bro. Like,
Yeah.
what like it's like literally, oh, we can't get up. Not allowed to get up. You can't get up. You can't. You
Yeah,
telling
no.
me, bro, you can't get up to go cheer on the defense? Oh yeah, man. Let me go home, man. Let me just go home, man. Let me just- Let me just go
Let me
home,
just go
man.
home, man, because I'm more
Go
hyped than
home,
y'all right
man.
now.
I'm more hyped
Yeah.
than y'all, man. Like I'm supposed to be able to cheer. Like, bro, when Major Wright hit that dude from Oklahoma on the sideline,
Ooh, that's a
bro,
classic,
like
Murph. That's a classic.
I couldn't imagine a coach telling me, go sit down. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, there is no way possible, bro, that you're gonna tell me to sit down while my dog, who I done bled, sweat, cried, just killed somebody, bro. I
Yeah.
can't go cheer him on.
Yeah.
Nah, wow. That's why I say, are we kicking the can down the road? Like, what we doing? Like, cause Lagway for sure is a great player, bro. But I mean, are we still taking buses from the locker room to the practice field? They taking charter buses still? See, like I say, hey, Sheldon, I might say too much, dog. I might,
No, you
you know what I'm
need
saying?
tough love. Nah,
Yeah, yeah,
I
you
mean,
You hurt
tough.
my
let
feelings.
me ask
Listen, they don't sign my
let let me
checks. You can do whatever you want.
let me ask you this for anybody of our viewers, any of our, because we
Yeah,
do
like, comment,
a lot of the
subscribe.
players watch this show. A lot of
Oh,
players
did a
watch
lot of
the
players
show,
watch?
Murphy. Yeah, no, they
Oh,
gonna see you.
dang.
No,
Oh,
listen. So this is what I want to preface
Billy
this with.
watches.
my
Billy.
bad,
I don't want
y'all. My bad. My bad.
players, coaches. No, this is good. This is healthy dialogue. Listen, this is why I'm finna give
Healthy
you this
dialogue.
because I
Okay. Hey,
know how
big
much
bro,
you
mess
love
it,
the
big bro. Big bro,
yeah.
mesh it
No,
for
listen.
me, dog. Mesh it.
No, listen. This is
You
why because I know how much you love the Gators, right? And
yeah,
I know your passion. You know what I mean. And you want to you. We're not in the building to hear everything, so you're just voicing
yeah,
what you would like to see
yeah,
done and how you know what I mean.
Exactly.
How we did it and how you know it works, right? So
yeah.
with all that's been said, what is your message to the young Gators that are on the staff or on the team right now? What is your
Mhm.
message far as
Yeah. Can I be
motivation or
real?
encouragement? Yeah, no, yeah, I want you to be. What is your message for them to get over the hump? Not the coaching staff. No, what do you tell the players to give them to have that same energy and feeling that we have? What is your message to them for them to take on and so they can cross that hump and be hosting trophies like we did?
To all the baby Gators out there, and I hope y'all cut this right. First and foremost, fuck the money. Don't worry about the money.
Mm,
Chase
mm,
greatness. Chase greatness, dog. Damn the money, bro. It's enough already. Y'all got enough. And guess
mm,
what? The money, the little money y'all got, bro. When you look at these right here, these game, these game balls right here, these NFL game balls, and you want to pull it back, show it from side to side, all the way down, helmets, all that, bro. The money gonna come. The money gonna come, dog. Y'all let money distract y'all, and y'all let money keep y'all from really what's truly great. Guess what? You know what's gonna make you get the most money? Win a fucking championship. Win a championship. That's why you got 17, 18 people getting drafted. That's why, bro. We ain't counting nobody pockets. We ain't worried about no money. We not worried about that, bro. We worry about being the best we can be for 4 quarters. Period. That's all you need to be focused on. There's nothing else to focus on. If you chase greatness, the money gonna chase you. You get
Right.
mm-hmm.
NIL deal from anywhere. You get NIL deal from anywhere, bro. Cause that's what it is, dog. Y'all worry about the money. This dude got this much. This dude got this much. You know what? This coach calling from LSU. He about to give me 375. Dog. My rookie year, bro. In 2009, I signed a 4-year deal for $2.5 million. In
Mm-hmm.
2009, I was the 124th pick. If you the 124th pick now today, you're going to get at least $5 to $6 million. 3-4 year deal, $5 to $6 million. There's no NIL deal that's giving you that.
Mm-hmm.
Zero. There's no NIL deal that is giving you $6 million in the fourth round.
Mm-hmm.
So why are you chasing 300, 400, 500, 700,000? Stay down, stay loyal, stay 10 toes down in the circle, love your brother, start cooking out, having cookouts with your dogs, go to pool parties together, go to the club together, hang out with each other.
Right.
Stop being your own island, dog. We ain't like that, bro. We knew some players might be on their own thing, but bro, If you was on your own thing, you really was an outsider.
Right.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's for any company, bro. That's for any company. That's for any business. That's for any team, dog. You can't worry about the money. You got to focus on being great. You got to work on the little details. Why is nobody out at practice catching 500 jugs on the jug machine catching balls before practice when I come? Why ain't nobody catching balls? Or when I leave practice, y'all leaving with me. Why is nobody staying on the jugs catching balls after practice?
Mm-hmm.
Why the quarterback, me and Tebow used to run routes, bro, at midnight together. 1 o'clock in the morning together. Let alone we get shit after practice, we running at least 10, 20 more routes together. Fuck the money, man. It ain't about the money, dog. It ain't about the money. You got some, bro. You got some, bro. Come on, bro. And mind you, they getting money on top of NIL. They getting college already giving them. Bro, I couldn't even afford the dollar menu at McDonald's in college.
Right.
I couldn't even get a meal from an agent, bro. So if I got a preacher, give it to him, bro. I'm telling you, bro, forget the money, bro. Focus on greatness. Focus on winning. Coming together as a team, buying in the Coach Napier's plan. Everybody marching to the same beat, dog. Everybody got to listen to Coach Billy. That's what it got to be. And you got to rock out together, bro, as a unit, bro, as a team, bro. One fight, we all fight. It's just how it is. Can't suspend us all. It might be too rough, but I hear you.
Can't suspend us
You know
all.
what I'm saying? Like, bro,
Yeah.
you got, bro. If you don't create the culture of bonding together, and it's about the money, bro. If it's about the money, same thing I told Mike Evans. Well, Mike Evans for rookie year, my 6th year in the NFL, my years 6, 7, and 8 were 1, 2, and 3 with Mike Evans. Mike over there crying about the ball. Me and Vincent Jackson sitting over there. He want the ball. I say, Mike, shut your ass up. Hey, man, bro, it's enough money for all of us. The money gonna come. You got money. Right. The ball gonna come. Keep focusing on catching the ball. Don't worry about the ball coming your way. It's enough. It's enough for everybody to eat, dog. That's one thing they need to understand. It's enough for all of them. Winning, man. Hey,
I think Mike's done
the
okay
rising tide.
since you talked to him. I think he's done all right. I think.
Yeah,
I think Mike's done okay.
Hey, that's my
Hey, look,
hey,
look. 10 years later, 11 years later, 1,000 yards each season.
I think he heard you, Lewis.
Bro, listen,
yeah, he heard.
He might not ever give me the credit. We talk all the time though. That's little bro, man. But at the end of the day, matter of fact, we gonna jump on the podcast. Shout out again, One-on-Ones podcast. Whether you get the truth, the whole truth, and number of the truth. We got Mike coming on next week. But
awesome.
The thing about it is though, man, back to what we talking about though, man. Yeah, bro. The rising tide rises all ships. Ain't that the saying? Like it rises, it rises all sinking ships, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, dog, I wasn't the best receiver, but I knew if I was a team guy, I could make everybody else around me better, and I could clear it out for Percy. Those runs that Percy got or those catches, I'm blocking for him. Why?
For sure.
I'm caring about him, because guess what? Yeah, he scored. Yeah, he had 10 touches. Yeah, he had 15 touches. Yeah, Tebow had 25 touches. I had 2 touches, 2 touchdowns. Make your touches count.
Right.
It ain't about how many times you touch it. You don't gotta get it 20 times. You can get it one time, dog. That one play. One
better
catch,
be your best
60.
one.
Better be the one everybody talking about.
Better
You
be
feel
the
me?
one.
When you were talking
Now it's
about,
like, I went in a lot of places, Sheldon, but I just want to emphasize on
that was awesome.
it's enough money out there, bro.
When you talked earlier about Cap and those guys, and we talked kind of the glue guys about, and again, how the fans perceive the team and kind of, the big names. Tebow, Leak was up there. Cam was one that was obviously popular later on. Percy was another one. Spikes, right? Kind of like you said, is that when you were telling me these things about other names that may have not been as popular at that time, it's like, look, in a way, this team carried a lot of selflessness amongst itself. And I think that's what kind of, you have to look at when you see these championship teams is like, there's always going to be the key components. But what doesn't get looked at are the glue guys, the guys that are just really okay with not necessarily being in it. But it's weird, is like you said, hey, you throw me the ball twice, I'm gonna catch it, and that's all that matters. And I know that, but I'm okay with letting this guy shine. And that guy might not even recognize that Lewis is allowing me to do this. But I don't need him to recognize. I know my role, and I think that's what people forget too of how important that is.
Yep. And
As
that
a
was the
player,
thing, man.
too.
Like, yeah, you gotta grab a dude. Like, see, I'm a little off the rocker too, but I had to grab motherfucking Aaron Hernandez. I had to grab Chico. Hey, bro, that shit ain't about you, bro. It ain't about
Mhm.
you. Sit your ass
Mhm.
down, bro. It ain't about you right now.
Mhm.
It's about Percy right
Mhm.
now. About
Mhm.
Tebow right now. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have some dudes that's gonna be able to do that, dog. That can look somebody in the eye and tell them, bro, it's not about you. It's about the team. It's about all us going together, doing that. Not on no corny shit. Not on no snitching
Mhm.
shit. You know what I'm saying? Well, I ain't gonna say,
Mhm.
ain't gonna speak on all that corny stuff that was going on. But you know what I'm saying? But on the real stuff, bro. On the real stuff, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, really loving, bro. By the way, I love you, bro.
Right.
Set a standard, demand everybody live up to it. And by the way, I love you. You know what I'm saying? That's the
Right.
definition of a leader, bro. We gotta have some leaders on this team, dog. We gotta have some people that and also, bro, I don't know. I mean, now the game done changed, bro. Get off social media, man. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's for the time. You know what I'm saying? For the
Yeah.
time, like,
Yeah.
for parts of the season. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes give it a break. You ain't gotta respond to everybody. We talking shit. We old. We in the rocket chair, dog. We just talking. Y'all boys lock in, man, and focus, man. Y'all boys focus on
For
the
sure.
goal, man. The goal. And this is the thing. This is how I know the mindset. I don't give a damn what nobody say. Your ass better know where the national championship being played at. That's another thing I did at practice. I asked coach, just think about it. It's my OGs used to tell me this all the time. Your feet can't take you where your mind's never been.
Ain't never been.
Your feet can't take you where your mind's never been. Bro, I went on the field and I asked them, boy, what a national championship at? Them boy looked at me crazy. It was in SoFi at that time, the time I asked them. I think about 2 years ago. Like, we got to know where the national championship at. You got to be at practice saying, Atlanta, here we come. It's a
Yeah.
dog day. It's 110
Yeah.
degrees. It's humidity. It's hot. We out here
Atlanta, here we
practicing.
come.
We playing. Bro, Atlanta, here we come. You got to be saying it all season long. You got to speak it
What you
into
playing for,
existence, dog.
Murph? Like how you where you don't even know where you going. What's the goal? You don't even know where the national championship at? What you
Damn.
what we doing?
Damn.
Bro,
You go
Atlanta.
deep,
you got to
man.
know.
Yo,
Like,
I
I'm
love
dropping
it.
some
Yeah.
gems. Hey, Sheldon, I'm dropping some jewels for
That's
these boys. I
gems.
hope y'all
That's
Yeah.
heavy
all y'all
gems,
clip this
Murph.
up and put it in there.
Hey,
Them boy
Are we
need to
is
know.
hey,
this one-on-one
this
podcast? Should we go, Steve?
hey, no, hey, look, I
Yeah.
was gonna say
Hey,
this high top
1-on-1, high
exclusive
top sport.
because we ain't even getting some one-on-ones yet. This high top exclusive
Hey,
right now.
I'm gonna leave it like this. I'm gonna leave the show like this. Hey, Sheldon, give me your top 5
Oh no.
quarterbacks, Florida Gator quarterbacks all time.
Ooh, that's a hot one, Murph.
Top 5
Who we got,
quarterbacks?
Shep?
Top
Ooh,
5
that's a
quarterbacks.
hot
And I
one.
got one for you. I got you one for you, Steve.
I got
Uh-oh.
well,
That's a hot one.
Oh,
I got Tim. No particular order at this very moment. Is that okay?
you gonna know order? He's scared of the
Oh, no
order?
order?
Don't be scared of the
Well, I
order.
want to rip it off my head first. I want to go through my head first, and then I can organize it. Timmy's up there. Rex is up
Okay.
there for me.
Oh, Rex
Timmy
Grossman?
Rex.
Okay,
Yeah,
Yep.
okay.
Rex is up there for me. I mean, Warfel is a Heisman winner. I can't overlook Warfel. Another one. I'm trying to think. I got 2 left. I got 2 spots left here. I loved Will Greer, but that might be a hot take. Okay, Will Greer was a special one. Short time, but a special one in my heart. Again, I didn't see a lot either, so you got to keep. I mean, I've seen a lot, but I feel like. Go ahead.
You got one
We'll help
more.
you out,
I
but go
know.
ahead.
I know.
I know you're gonna miss him. Lord Jesus.
He gonna miss him. He
Oh,
gonna
I mean,
be
Chris
too
Lee.
long. Oh, okay. I'm about to say.
He hosts. Listen, he has the most passing yards in Florida history. My fault. I was
about to say,
he was in the
bro.
bag, and I was making sure I found 2 more. All right, so listen, that's why I didn't want to say a particular order because I had them gathered.
Hey, but that's what we do on one-on-ones. Hey, man,
Hey,
it's,
so look,
it's
so
hot
check this
takes.
out.
It's right now.
That was stressful. I don't like that.
That's why I'm
What you
scared.
got
Right
for
now,
Steve,
hey,
Murph?
I'm trying to think
I got one
ahead.
for
I'm like, what are
Steve.
you gonna ask me? Like,
I got one for Steve.
oh Lord.
Yeah. Hey, look.
You
Hey, check. I
ready,
don't know
Steve?
why I'm
You about
freezing.
to
Am
get in
I
the hot
frozen?
seat? Go ahead, Murph.
Now I can hear you though.
Am I
It'll come back.
frozen?
Yeah,
Am
a
I
little bit,
frozen?
but I can hear you.
You hear me?
We
No,
can
you
hear
are
you. Yeah, you're a
frozen.
little
You are
static, but we
frozen.
can hear you. You're
me?
good. We can hear you.
Yeah, you good.
I'm not.
No, you
No,
good.
you good.
I wanna. Hey, I'm not going D line because I'm not going D line because you're gonna expect D line. Give me your top 5 DBs, Gator DBs all time. I'm
Ooh,
Ooh,
top
so
5
interested to
Gator
hear this one.
DBs all
that's a
time.
hot one. That's a hot one, Steve.
I'm gonna go number one.
Ooh, you going in
Number
order or no
one was
order?
my
No, go
dog,
5. Go
man.
5 to 1. Go
OG.
5 to 1. Go 5
No,
to 1. Go 5 to 1. Go 5 to 1.
5-1. Oh, whew. Oh,
Hey. Hot Top Sports with
dang, boy,
one-on-ones podcast.
that's a tough one, bro. That's a tough one.
That's a
Name,
hard one.
give me
Yeah.
5. Give me 5. No order. No order. No order. Give me 5.
No order. I can give you my number one.
Okay, give me 1.
This is Joe, right?
My number one, Keywan Rattler.
Ooh,
Ooh,
Rattler,
that's the
Rat
next. See,
Dog.
bro, people be
Keywan Rattler was
sleep
my
on
number
Rattler.
one
He was
defensive
good,
back, bro.
Murph.
Now hold on.
Rattlers
Now
was
I'm gonna
nice.
help you out. I'm gonna give you some names.
Look,
You got
it, it,
Keywan. You got Lito
it may
But
be
Shepard.
hold
You
on,
it
got
may
Murph.
be OG
He
sentimental. It may be OG sentimental. Keywan got the records for interceptions at Florida, I believe.
okay.
I think he does hold that record. In that
Okay.
regards, played in the league. Just seeing him in person, the way he played the game, I seen Keywan go out there and call his own defense. Tell Gus, hey man, I'm taking this man. You take him. Hey, get the pit, take it to the house. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I just seen
Wow.
him do some crazy stuff, kid, that year when he did all that. So I got Keywan number one all the time for me. But then we got it might be a toss up between number two between Joe Hayden and Janoris.
Ooh.
Jenkins.
Jack Rabbit.
Yeah, for
Jack
me in that
Rabbit.
regard. So you got them two.
I got Hargrave
2,
up
3.
there. You play with
Yeah,
Hargrave?
I
Vernon.
was gonna
Ooh,
say
Hargrave.
Yeah, Vernon, and then
Vernon was
He
like
was
that.
I
he was a
gotta go.
dog.
Oh, go ahead.
number two all time for me though, right behind Keywan. But it's different between DBs and safety for me. But Reggie, I put Reggie Nelson up there.
Ooh, Reggie.
So
Reggie
for me,
Nelson.
it would
Did he
go
Okay.
play nickel a little
Keywan,
bit
Reggie
too?
He is
Nelson.
safety though.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
He is safety
So it
though.
would go
But
Keywan, Reggie Nelson, Hargrave, Jack Rabbit, and who we just mentioned,
Hayden.
yeah, Hayden.
Joe
Hayden. Yeah.
No Lito Shepard. No Lito Shepard.
Ooh, that's
See, man, I
another
don't know
good
why
one.
you
Oh
did
my
all that,
goodness,
man.
Lito
Look,
Shepherd. What?
hold on. See, that's why
Oh
you
my
just like, I don't know why
Lito
you did me like that,
Shepherd.
man. God,
Hey, that's
he was
going
in my
viral.
mind.
Hey, I'm gonna get y'all. I'm gonna get
He was in my mind, but
you.
it's just like, yeah.
Yeah, Lito was like
My
that
bad,
for
Lito.
sure.
Love you, kid. Lito was definitely like that in college,
Hey
bro.
man, I'm
We
gonna
got
put
some
Lito. I'm gonna
dogs
put
at that
Lito
position, bro.
over Vernon Hargraves.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah,
Lito over
for
Hargraves.
sure. For
Yeah,
sure,
it
for
would.
sure.
It would go.
Vernon was one of my favorite players.
It would go
Hargraves
Keywan.
would be my 6.
Vernon was tough.
Yeah.
You said
Hargraves
Vernon.
would be my
Hargraves was tough.
6. 6.
Yeah.
You play with him in Tampa?
He'll be
Y'all
my
were there at
6.
the same time, right?
And just between corners and safety,
Yeah.
difference in how you play that game. You know what I mean? It's a difference between the corners and safety.
Yeah,
And then you got
safeties.
strong safety. You got Chauncey Gardner. You know what I
Major.
mean? At the strong major.
Ooh,
I
Major
love
was
Matt
right.
When we
Elam.
get
Matt
number,
Elam was Matt
Mitchell
Elam was a
Wright.
dog.
look, we DBU now. Don't let us
Yeah,
run the
just-
list now.
We'll
You
call
know?
it secondary U, is what we'll call it.
Yeah.
It's
So
a
I just
plethora of
it's
talent.
different than how you play the game for me. So.
Hey, I'm a Gator, but being biased, do you think LSU got a chance to go toe to toe with they call themselves DBU now? I talked to Corey Webster, I talked to Russell Shepard.
No, wide
I
receiver.
played with Jamarcus Russell. Wide receiver you, huh? Okay.
I give
not
the
as
wide
deep
receiver
as
you. Yeah.
not
Wide
as deep
receiver, you
in
question.
not as deep in careers. Not as potent as ours.
Yeah,
But
I agree. It's not
produce,
the longevity is not the wide receivers. I would say. For you now, pass the buck. Lewis, top 5 Gator wide receivers of all time.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hey.
Play too. My mic works.
Let's go. Shout out High
Okay.
Top Sports, man.
Yeah,
Shout
I
shout
out
out
High
got
High
one
Top
Top
for
Sports.
Sports,
you.
man.
I got
101.
you,
And
Roy.
101. Yeah, yeah.
I got one for you, Roy. So go ahead, bro. He ain't getting away.
Boom, boom, boom. Okay, I'm gonna go top 5 receivers. Top 5 all time. I'm gonna go in order. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna
Oh,
go. I'm gonna go down the line. I'm gonna go 5. I'm gonna go Jabbar Gaffney. I'm gonna go
Mm-hmm.
mm,
Jab. I'm gonna go Jab 5. I'm gonna go Riedel 4.
Hmm.
Riedel. Nah, I ain't gonna go Riedel 4. I'm gonna go. Ooh, let me get it out the way. Percy 1. Percy 1. I'm going Percy Harvin 1. I'll go Percy
Let's
1.
go. Look,
Percy
go here. Get that out of the way.
Get that out the way. He's you talk about guys and you sit guy, you put some guys over on the
Yeah,
shelf. Percy's over there. He over there. All right. So
up
then we
echelon.
got we got Riedel. We got uh what was Chris Doran really like? Like is he
I mean, he was a
what
walk
was
on.
his
He
he
was
was a walk on, but
he went from a
he had
walk on
stats
to
though, right?
yeah, he was a dog. I mean, he played. I mean, he ended up getting drafted by I think it was Pittsburgh. I mean, he definitely came onto the scene from being a walk on. That's a good one.
We're trying to
That's
get
a
on the history card. You're trying to get on the history card. You know the
Yeah,
name.
yeah.
You want to get on that history card.
he has the big
Yeah.
catch. He
Yeah,
has the big catch. The one of the I think it was against South Carolina. Big kind of
yeah,
they
of
compared
course.
it to Ricky Pearsall. He has big time moments for sure. I think part of the where maybe the hype doesn't come from just because he was a
Oh,
walk on, but
we gotta go, man. I'm honestly gonna go probably for me, uh one Percy, 2 Ike Hilliard, 1
Mm-hmm.
Percy, 2 Ike Hilliard, 3 Jabbar Gaffney, because
Yes.
Jabbar Gaffney, what he did in those
Mm-hmm.
2 seasons, back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons, 27, 28 touchdowns. So Percy,
yeah, Callaway's a good one. They're
Ike,
putting names in the chat. DeBose.
Jabbar Gaffney. Those younger guys, I like Jab, Riedel Anthony. You got to go Riedel. So
Yeah,
1
yeah.
Percy, 2 Ike, 3 I said 3 I said
Jabbar.
Jab,
And then Riddell.
4 Riedel, and then 5. Oh, is it? I'm gonna go Wes Chandler. Wes
West.
Chandler. Wes. Yeah, Wes is
Yeah.
a Gator great. Wes Chandler. I'm a historian, man. I can't put the young
Yeah,
guys in
no,
there.
yeah,
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 Wes
yeah,
Chandler was electric. Yeah, Wes Chandler was electric, dog. And you got Carlos Alvarez too. That's if you want to go back, like late '60s. He went crazy too. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, definitely
We're
Percy
gonna
up
have to ask
top.
Roy top FSU
What?
players.
Oh man, oh Lord,
oh, that's easy.
oh
That's
Lord,
easy.
Look,
That's
look,
easy.
oh
look,
Lord,
And
oh Lord. Y'all
no,
let Roy talk to y'all about that bullshit.
look, I'm not
no,
even
you can
gonna give
tell.
him the
Look,
honor.
hey,
No
what I
negative.
said, Steve.
He
Yeah,
came
he
on and
said
made it. He
Yeah,
made
you
his
converted him
piece.
over. He
He
said
made his
you converted
piece.
him over, man. When you came to Florida,
yeah,
he converted.
yeah.
I told him it was good timing because he would have missed the championship. But
Yeah, you'd have missed it.
look,
You'd have missed
Murph,
it.
Roy, give me, you being a Florida fan now. He can no longer say he's a Florida State fan. Being a Florida fan now, give me, with your limited Florida history, give me your top 5 running backs.
Ooh,
Ooh, that's a nice one, Steve.
yeah,
Wow. Oh, Emmitt Smith. Oh, come on now, Emmitt Smith, right?
that's one.
Yeah,
Like, let's
easy.
let's be real. Easy, right? Emmitt Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Let's see what he got. Let's see what he
Wow.
got in there. I'm gonna have to
Wow.
end up
Wow.
helping
Wow.
him out.
Wow. Hold on. Emmitt Smith. Okay.
I feel like 1, 2
Bro,
is
if you
easy.
Oh,
don't
Fred
say that, bro.
Taylor. Oh, Fred
Okay, I'm about
Taylor.
to
Fred Taylor,
say,
okay.
Freddie,
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Fred Taylor.
podcast, bro. Like, come on,
We
Freddie
just got to
Come
test
on,
him,
P.
man.
man.
He a newbie
Fred
Gator, so
Taylor.
we all right.
This way to get
Um,
it kind of iffy.
yeah, this were okay, Emmett, Fred. Then shoot, man. Wow.
You want me to
Uh
help him out, Steve? Help him out,
Yeah,
Steve.
give him
hold on,
some
hold
more.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
I,
I gotta think this through more
All right.
because I'm thinking um
The 08,
Help me
06
out,
team,
Murph.
they got a
Help me
couple
out, Murph.
guys, right? I mean,
Eric
Yeah,
Rett, Eric Rett, yeah, Eric Rett,
Eric
E
Rett.
Rett,
Oh, Eric
Mhm.
Rett. Oh, what about
Graham.
yeah, Eric Rett.
Well, let's see if you said my
Ernest
boy.
Yeah,
Graham? Right, Ernest Graham in the Florida, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Ernest Graham, yeah. Damn, I knew I was
Let's
forgetting one.
see it.
Ernest
Let's
Graham.
see if my boy
And,
cracked the top 5. See if
and who five? And five.
Top Rain
Who
Man.
would you say
Yeah,
five?
Rainey. I was like Dimson Rainey. You got to be in that
Rainey.
conversation, right?
Yeah,
But bro, Dempsey Rainey was kind of like they was like
Tan. No, running back.
Theatric
it was
Yeah,
like
there
a
Faison.
was a running
10
back duo. Oh yeah, C4.
Faison.
Yeah, C4.
Theatric
Theatric
Faison.
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 Okay, okay.
That would be
Now
my. That would
He
be
led
my
okay,
pick.
what
the
y'all think
SEC
about
in rush.
Montreal Johnson, number 2, Johnson?
Yeah,
I mean,
as far
is
as
he
he
up there
could,
with him or
you know what? He played long enough to have a case, bro, for a season.
bro?
Yeah,
Johnson was kind of
But
straight.
he top 10.
you know,
Top.
you got to
Yeah, I
get
don't know
that
top
1,000
five.
yards
Top 10.
though. You got to get that 1,000 yards
I
though.
think
Oh, he ain't
Damian
get 1,000
Pierce.
yards.
Damian
Yeah.
Pierce is a guy that we kind of look and wish we
Damian
could have
Pierce,
used
yeah.
him more. I don't know if he's a top 5 running back, but he made an impact while he was here, for sure. I just saw a name. Oh,
Yeah.
P Ryan. P Ryan was another one that kind
Ryan.
of. Yeah, some of these
P.
guys were kind
Ryan.
of stuck on certain
Ryan.
teams or certain offenses that may have not allowed them to be what they
Yeah,
could
for
have been. But
sure.
yeah, we kind of. I
What
think we're
about
getting back to running back
Gillespie?
you.
What's his name? Gillespie?
Gillespie,
Is it
yeah,
Mike
that's his
Gillespie?
name.
Oh, Gillis.
Yeah,
Who?
Oh,
Gillespie, Mike Gillespie, yeah,
Yeah,
Mike
yeah.
Gillisley.
Gillespie was pretty straight.
Mike Gillisley. Mike Gillisley. Hey,
yeah,
hey, Mike Gillisley, top 10. I
He
would
was
say
kind
top
of
10 for
straight.
sure.
Yeah, Jordan
Gillisley.
Scarlett's
Yeah.
another one. He's on
Yeah,
like
but I-
Stadium Gale now. Those are guys I would say the reason what makes them great is just because during kind of the
Matt
late
Jones.
2000s, they kind
Matt
of
Jones, yeah, Matt Jones.
they kind of held their own. I mean, the Fred Taylor and Emmitt Smith era was a different era for college
Yeah,
football
for running
too.
backs, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
sure.
We got. I think. Look,
For
I
sure.
mean, the running back room this year is nuts, and also too, you got to look
Hey,
at it. It's moved to a big committee, which is really hard to kind of single out a guy because you bring up Montreal, but Montreal did great things, but was sharing the back with a true freshman, Jaden Ball, who had a monster year, and the year before
Yeah.
that, he was shared with Trevor Etienne, who could have been something special, but obviously, we won't talk any more about that. But the committee has been a big thing to where it's really hard for someone to stand out, like when the Emmets and
That's
Fred
true.
Taylors did too. That's a big part of it.
And that's why it was so hard for me to say Rainey
Yeah,
and
nah,
Dimps
yeah, for
because
sure.
they were such a dynamic duo.
True,
It was
true.
hard to like say
Mhm.
put one
Yeah.
over the other.
Well, that's that's
Yeah.
why I would put
Yeah.
them in there because they were a duo and used in so many ways. Brandon James was another one. I love Brandon James.
Yeah.
Ooh, Big
Brandon James.
James.
Very
That's
versatile.
all
Brandon
time
James.
special teams return guy for me for the Gators for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
specialist for sure.
BJ's return guy. Yeah, he's probably
Yeah,
is he one
hands
or
down.
two? Steve,
He won. He won.
he won. Okay.
Yeah, he won. Easy one.
Electric.
Yeah,
Electric.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well-
yeah. Them boys.
Lewis and Roy, but this we
Yeah,
went,
thank y'all, man.
this has been
Thank y'all.
incredible.
Hey, no, it's
I
been good,
appreciate
man.
it,
It's been
man.
good, man.
You guys are awesome.
Hey, we appreciate y'all having us on, man.
No. You guys did us a favor. We couldn't be more thankful to have the two of you on to have this conversation. You said you've got Mike Evans coming on your podcast. If you need us to come and help out with some topics, let us know.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Tell them where they can find you though
Hey,
again, man.
man.
Just on YouTube, Twitter, all the good stuff, man.
Hey, the number one ON, the number one S, one on ones podcast, man, with Murph and Roy, man. Yo, me and Roy, man. I don't know. Me and Roy, man, we've been best friends since second grade, and you know, we just we talk our talk, man. We debate, you know, all the you know, debate. It's where debate meets culture, you know, sports culture.
Mhm.
You know, everybody, you know, I know Big Steve, he always tapping in, tuning in, joining in the debate. And that's another thing. Like Steve, I know that's my big bro. I love him to death, but he got LeBron over Jordan.
Nonsense.
I don't know about that.
Nonsense.
Oh,
I had-
G, come
Lewis,
on,
Let
G.
me know.
Lewis,
Let me know when you want me
he
on the
put-
show. Just
he
let me
put
know
a
when you want me on the show.
a novel on Twitter of nonsense. I was like, this man is just talking out of air right now. I couldn't even dive into it. I go, I'm not talking. This man is out of his mind. He wants to talk about dogs and killer mindset
Bro.
and then go pick LeBron's soft ass
Bro.
over Jordan. This man out of his damn. He just Lewis. He was looking for clicks. You said it earlier. Clickbaiting the hell out of everybody.
Bro.
Bait and switching their ass.
What's
I couldn't
crazy
even
is
talk to
though,
him.
but Sheldon though, the world leans towards LeBron though. Nowadays, I mean,
Because he's the
especially this
GOAT.
generation of kids, bro, they all lean. Oh my
Because
gosh,
he
I
is the
can't.
GOAT. Let me
Hey,
know
but
when
you
you
know
want
what,
me on.
Steve?
I've heard
just
enough. I've heard enough.
Let me know
But
when
you
you
know
want
what,
me on.
Steve? You know what, Steve? To that
What's
Jordan
that?
LeBron debate, talking about one-on-ones, we did an interview with Gerald McCoy or debate with Gerald McCoy, and he had
Mhm.
probably one of the best Jordan LeBron takes. I mean, I'm not saying it because he was on our podcast, but I've heard a lot of debates. But what Gerald McCoy said was kind of like, wow, makes you think like, man, I like his take. Like he basically said LeBron was the best player to ever play, even though Jordan is the GOAT. And the way he broke it down and explained why, it was really interesting to see.
I can I I'll just say my quick. I can say that. My thing is LeBron's the best basketball player to ever play. Jordan is probably the GOAT because for me, greatness is moments. You know what I mean?
Right.
You only remember the
Yeah.
moments for greatness. And Jordan
The
has 6 of
moments.
those moments where he captured
Right.
being great. LeBron's the best basketball player to ever play. So when you say great, is he
Oh,
skill level like all over around all around from every
oh
Hmm.
position? You got
God.
5 different positions. If you were to measure who can do all
Let me sit
5,
up
he's
for this
gonna
one.
grade out
Maybe
the
most
highest.
most athletic to ever
Jordan,
play.
Jordan, hey
The
man,
best
if
though.
that was
I think that's what
listen.
Gerald McCoy was saying. Like, yeah.
But the moment Jordan
Hey, but
had the
listen,
greatest moment, so I was,
But
you
anyway,
but
man,
want me
we
on the
but my
phone?
appreciate
question
y'all for
is though.
having us, man. One-on-ones
I don't know. Hold
podcast.
on, Roy. Hold
Okay, my
on.
bad,
Listen.
Oh,
Murph. Go ahead, bro.
you ain't finna
Hold
Lindell White
on.
me.
Hold
Oh, you
Hey,
on.
ain't
We
finna
look,
are
you
Lindell
ain't
Swamp
finna
White me.
let
Kings
that go.
4
Go ahead,
at this
Murph.
No,
point,
no.
guys. Swamp Kings
Go ahead,
4.
And
Murph.
Roy like to do that shit, bro. Roy like to do that, bro. Like, no,
You finna
let
Lindell
me
White me.
land, bro. No.
Go ahead, Murph.
Yeah. Like, bro, I do not understand, bro. I don't understand how anybody like how Gerald even said that. He said like, and like Steve just come back and says the same thing. Like, bro, how can Jordan be the greatest but LeBron be the best, bro? Like, you see you got to be both. Like, Jordan is the greatest of all time, and he's the best player of all time. I think Sheldon would agree.
I'm all in. Listen.
I
When
think Jordan is the best.
Oh,
he spent
okay.
9 hours writing an album on Twitter, and I
Oh
for some reason wasted
Lord.
5 minutes and read it, and I go, I can't even have a conversation with this man. I was gonna bring it up, but I go,
When
you
y'all
can't
having us back for this?
you
Y'all
can't
gotta have
argue
us
with the
on the
wall, Lewis.
1-on-1.
Yeah,
Sometimes you got to just
No,
let him look at the wall. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
hey,
we
we gonna
coming
save it for one-on-ones. We gonna save it.
Yeah,
We'll
we're
we
gonna
save it
coming
for
save
to
it for
one on one.
1-on-1.
1-on-ones. Definitely.
We gonna come to
We gonna
1-on-1s and
save
have
it.
this debate, man.
All
I
Definitely.
right,
had
let's
a
do it. Let's
Definitely.
I
do
was
it, man.
arguing
Hey,
at work with
appreciate
some
y'all
guys
having
about it
us,
the other day.
man.
I was ready to. I was throwing everything down. Listen.
Roy,
It's
Everything
fun.
down.
It's
what can
fun.
the people
Appreciate
find
you
yet,
Let's do it.
Roy?
guys.
What can we find yet,
Talk
Roy?
talk to us
All
one
right.
more time,
At
Roy.
One-on-ones podcast with an S, the number one ONS. So one
No
on
one.
one S,
Yeah.
one
No, this
on
what
one.
listen. No. You butchered it. The number one ON, the number one S, bro. This is Roy.
Don't forget the S.
This is why he's my
Don't forget
best
the S
friend, bro.
after
We've
101.
Basically,
been on
that's
this
all
show
I'm
for
trying to
2
say,
years.
Steve. Don't forget the S. That's all I'm trying to say. Hey, look, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Man, we had a Jameis Winston clip, man, did over 500,000 views, man. It was crazy. But yeah, check us out on all social media platforms and appreciate you guys, man. High Top Sports. I'm sorry, High Top Sports.
You're good, man.
And looking forward to do this again, definitely.
I'm gonna write it in
Absolutely.
the comments for
Sure.
y'all. I'll make sure I go write it 1-on-1s in the comments for y'all. So y'all can get it right.
Yeah.
We got it.
Much love, man. I appreciate you, Murph. Appreciate you, Roy, man. Love
Thank you
y'all,
guys. You
man.
guys are incredible. I
I
appreciate
love
the
it.
time, man. It's
Much
been
love, man.
awesome. It's been a treat.
All right.
All right, man.
Go
Thanks,
Gators,
man.
guys.
All right,
We'll
later.
see you. Steven Harris.
Man. What a show.
What a show. Are you kidding me, man? The wife's gonna be yelling at you here in a minute if you don't
I
lock it
know,
in.
right? I'm looking at the time like, oh my God.
We,
Nah, it was
you get
good,
carried
man.
away
Thank
with it. I don't know if
you.
Roy's
Yeah,
trying to
no,
call
for sure.
back in or he's just messing up. We'll hang up one more time. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
High Top Brook, I missed this earlier. I apologize, man. Is he calling back? He wants to yell at us. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
I think it might be glitching. No, it's really glitching. $50 from High
No.
Top Rook says go Gators. I apologize, High Top, or for Rook for not seeing
High
this.
Top Rook, go Gators, baby.
My man, he sponsored today's show. Then Devil Dog, $5 says Fee Taylor, Eric Rhett, Emmett, Deshaun's Win, Lorenzo Hampton, Neil Anderson's, Ernest Graham. And these are his running
Deshaun
backs.
up there. Okay. Deshaun Win up there. Okay. I like
Man,
it.
that was incredible,
Oh,
man.
High Top Rook. Shout out to High Top Rook with that highlight tape that he put together.
The
man.
hype video.
Yeah, the video was pretty dope. Yeah, pretty dope.
I don't think there's much more left to say. That was incredible.
No, yeah. For sure.
Bro, so when he started talking, the first question and the amount of just how much he dove into, I was like, we better buckle up. Like I felt it. I was like, I'm locked in because the amount of detail and the fact that he was just so passionate about what he was talking about, I was like, I can't wait to ask as many questions. We're about to get, when we got it, we got the whole bread and butter. So that was a first, man. I felt like I was like, damn, I wish we would have we should have just met somewhere and sat down. Like that's what that felt like.
Yeah, big old sit down interview. Yeah, no,
bro. I don't think we even cracked we could have a whole other show. We wouldn't. You wouldn't even.
No. Yeah. No, it's a lot more
in the tank.
A lot more details, and my goal for us is to continue to do these with some of these guys so we can get in depth because there's a lot of stories and pieces that people don't know in parts of their career, and it's just dope, man. I'm glad, thankful for my brother Lewis Murphy coming on, veteran. He's around all type of guys in the NFL, good friends with him. Him and Mike Evans are like best friends or whatever. It's just good people to have. Yeah.
They've got interviews with Cam Newton, Brandon Marshall right now, Chris Johnson. Incredible. I bet that's an incredible interview. Look, they've got 923 subs. I mean, if we can do anything, let's get them to 1,000 subs. I mean,
yeah, let's get to 1,000 subs for them, man. One-on-Ones podcast. That's the number one ON, the number one S or apostrophe S or S podcast. One-on-Ones podcast.
They're gonna crush once that they get in front of everybody because they got cards. I mean, it's really well done. So good for them. Cool that they allowed us. They wanted to come on here because maybe they'll have us on their show to argue with them. We'll see, but probably not. I don't know if we care much weight, but that was cool, man. That was cool.
Yeah,
you almost ruined it with your Jordan comment, but at least you waited till the end of the show. Before
that wasn't me. He brought it up.
Well, rightfully so. He has to keep you accountable, like he mentioned the whole entire show. So
I thought I was gonna slide. Y'all ain't even let me slide, man. That's messed up. Sheldon, you understood what I was doing. That's why you ain't give it no thought.
Exactly. When I saw it, I was like, I'm not even gonna patronize this man. I'm not.
He's ain't gonna get me riled up.
I'm not giving him airtime. I'm not arguing with. Look, there's some. It's at the point now, in my opinion, where like your mind's made up. And the fact that you spent that much time writing about it, I was like, I'm not changing his damn mind. And part of for me, look, I'm a Heat guy. So when LeBron was there, I was speaking that same kind of language. For me, as I've kind of watched more of it and just seen this unfold and I compare to other GOATs, that's kind of where my opinion has changed as I've gotten older. I'm like, look, yeah, I wanted him to be the GOAT because for my era, I didn't see Jordan, right? So when you go back and you kind of study the game, I think your perspective changes on it. But I kind of allude to the famous quote is you either die a hero or live long enough to become the villain. I think LeBron just lived too damn long.
Gosh. No, for sure.
It's
look, there's some truth to that right there, man. Because geez, it's crazy that you're
lose
right.
the sexiness, lose a little bit of and look, you alluded to some of it too, which I think is part of it is just the aura that Jordan carries, right? Because look, your argument that you made in your novel on Twitter, which I do agree with, and that's with anybody though, is that and Tiger Woods carries it too, and Jack Nicklaus, the guys before those guys, they all carry it. And Babe Ruth, I was talking to my buddy about this the other day, right? Because my son's been watching the Sandline, Great Bambino. Babe Ruth is or was or however you want to look at, considered the greatest baseball player of all time. This guy smoked cigars and drank and was like 25 pounds overweight. Like, what are we talking about? But it was. Here's the thing. There's an element to doing it first. There's an element to setting the stage. Right? There's an element to being able to walk so everyone else could run. Jordan existed so that LeBron could chase it. It's so much easier to chase something that doesn't exist that exists, right?
Yeah.
And that's, I think that's where like it's hard to really say like, hey, you're gonna be greater than him because well, this wouldn't even be a conversation if it wasn't
Yeah,
for
you
him.
just can't never get like if he had somebody to chase, then he would be greater than that.
And then
Like,
you
yeah,
could bring
no,
up the
yeah.
Bill Russell with all of his rings and all that, and again different eras, and it's just there's so much movement to it, but it's a fun one. It's a great conversation, and that's why I've kind of alluded to just appreciating what you have when you
Both in
have
their
it.
own right, yeah.
Appreciate LeBron, like it's still cool that we've been able to watch it. But yeah, look, people would argue Kobe, and I think I love the killer instinct in Kobe, and that's a great one. Why isn't he considered? I mean, the guy went 3
You
for
you know
3. There's only
you want me
LeBron.
to tell you my main gripe of why I give the whole thing so much attention, and I'm glad this guy brought Kobe up, is because for years, anybody that's my age, if you're 40, you've seen Jordan, but you didn't see him as much for you to outright now say that LeBron is not better than him, right? But my thing is the guys at our age were more Kobe fans than they were LeBron fans. And it was a big group of people that were even venturing to say that Kobe was better than Michael Jordan, right? That was that argument. It was the argument that Kobe was better than Jordan, while LeBron was still coming into the league. Now LeBron was able to play while Kobe was still here, and LeBron, in the minds of, I guess, the majority, except for the Kobe fans, has passed Kobe. But the Kobe fans that were diehard Kobe fans don't want to admit that, so a lot of them is giving LeBron the hate and saying all the bad stuff about him because they're Kobe fans and with that were saying that Kobe was better than Jordan. But now that LeBron has entered the conversation that Kobe is not one or two, I feel like those Kobe fans are giving LeBron the most maximum hate.
It's an interesting
And
way
just
of looking at it.
won't let that part go of it because you don't hear those Kobe friends come out saying that no, Kobe's still better than Jordan. They just go right to Jordan's the GOAT, and LeBron can't be better than Jordan.
The
So
NBA also, when we were spoiled too, you go from Jordan to Kobe to LeBron very quickly, and it was the LeBron and Kobe show to an extent, and now they are struggling to find a face of the franchise because look,
yeah,
and rightfully so. I mean, this is a truth. And baseball struggling with this too because their best player is I think he's Japanese, Shohei Ohtani. It's hard to market that. And your best player in the
yeah,
NBA right now, people love Giannis, but again, he's Greek. Then you've got Luka, who's from across the pond. Then you've got
right,
Jokic from across the pond. It's hard
yeah.
to market a non-American athlete for an Americanized
As the
sport
face, yeah,
as the face. Like nobody wants to do it. You know what I mean? And nobody's gonna ever come out and say it that like blatantly. But that's the problem that we're having is all the best players are European. Even Victor Wembanyama, they
yeah.
tried to hype him up because they were like, "This is the greatest thing since LeBron. Like this is going to be the most anticipated player
Just to hold us down for a while. Yeah,
to kind of keep the hype." But I mean, I think he's done well. Has he really lived up to it? I don't know. He's a lengthy guy.
still
Like he's
young.
not kind of fun to
Yeah,
watch.
still
But yeah, I
young.
mean, yeah, he's young too. So it's all cool, man. It's all fun. People get too weird about it. I like it's a fun conversation to have. But
That's all right. Austin Reed's gonna do it.
yeah, yeah, you're right. He's going to be saved by
Austin
Austin
Reed
Reed.
got
You're
it.
right.
Come on, Austin Reed.
I think we end it there, Steven. I think that's where we close it down.
Go Gators, baby. Love y'all.
Great show, boys and girls. Again, check out all the links down below. I don't even know what's down there anymore, but I do know the March Madness bracket is down there. Have the thing submitted. We're doing away $200, $100 in cash, $100 in Alma Mater gift card. You go down below. It's free to play. You send it to Lewis, see if he wants to join our bracket. He's not up for the money, but he can at least play and talk some smack if he wants to be involved with it.
He got to donate. Lewis got to donate.
He got to donate, yeah. We'll have a one-on-one sponsored show. See if he wants to give a one-on-one. Just kidding. Boys,
offer. I got
y'all were spoiled. Appreciate what we got right here because one day we'll argue about who's the greatest Gator podcast of all time, and this will go down as one of the notches of where it should be. Y'all be good. Stephen Harris, Game 365 boys.
Gators, baby.
Show up from high top. We'll see you in the next one. Peace and love, baby.